Hello, everyone. Yep, I'm here. So yes, this is a live. We've been me and two other friends, Mr. Nosey, Mr. Treble Firestorm. We've been trying to get on for a long time now. So I'm just going to send them requests. How do I send? How do I send them requests here? Yeah. So yes, this is a YouTube. Okay, we're just going to wait to see if we can get everyone in. Oh, this is getting really frustrating. This is yes, this is getting so frustrating. Oh, hi, we've got one viewer. So let's see what we've got. Hello there to who's watching. Do you want to send me a message, or I think it might be Sam. Yeah, we've got one viewer. Okay, let's see, how do I get on my well, it says invite people. Oh.
Lawrence.
Oh, hello, Sam.
Hi,
How are you?
Hiya, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really sorry it's taken this long.
Ah, no worries. It happens. It happens.
Yeah, we haven't wasted all this time for no reason, have we? So,
No. Could you send an invite to John for me, mate? If I give you his
yeah.
email.
Right. Right. Okay. Well, I'm on. Currently, I'm presenting to everyone. It says so. Right. Go back to invite people. Right. Google Plus.
Right. So it's John Knowles, all lowercase, one word.
Yeah. All right.
In John, John.
Yep.
Then Knowles, which is Knowles.
Yeah.
864
864
at gmail.com.
at gmail.com.
Yeah, and that's John. So he should be able to join us.
Yeah, it's come up with him. So I've set the request has gone through. It should be on its way to him now. So, how are you, my friend?
I am really good. I don't know if you've watched it yet, but I watched the latest episode of MLP this morning. Really enjoyed it. Good episode.
Oh, episode 8. Yeah. I haven't actually watched any this weekend yet. I'm still at the halfway point of season 4. Today, as you probably saw on Facebook, I finally got my package of Beast Wars from the States. It came on Amazon.
How long did it take for you? How long did it take for you to get the delivery?
It's just over a week.
Well, that's not bad. That's pretty good for the US.
Yeah. So yeah, I've watched the first episode of that.
It's a good series. Is Beast Wars?
It is, yeah. Can you still hear me?
Ones. Yeah, I can still hear you, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, it is good. Hopefully John should be coming through now.
Hopefully. You can definitely have more than 2 people on here, I'm sure you can.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got you and me. Have we got someone else there yet? Or... Right, yeah, I've done my first TF Nation video today.
I noticed. I haven't watched it yet. I will do.
That's all right. No, don't worry. Take your time.
Let me just let John know. Yeah, I got them there. The notification earlier today. I'm going to do one myself at some point because we're only 4 months away from it. Really.
Yeah, I know.
You could really use a better webcam, mate.
Yeah, the thing is, what I've got, it's can you see me all right? Is the picture in sync with the audio?
Oh, it's in sync fine. It's not. It's just a bit kind of pixely, but
yeah. I don't have like it's a built-in webcam on the monitor.
This is the best. Mine's the best one in the market. It's Microsoft Livecam Cinema, Full HD, widescreen, all that stuff.
Oh, hi, John.
Oh, finally!
Finally!
Hello, how are you, mate, my friend?
I'm good.
I'm really sorry about all this techno bullshit thing.
Curse the internet! Don't curse the internet. It's like full of porn. We need that. Not that I ever watch stuff like that. I'm a good boy.
Yeah, of course you are, Sam. Of course you are, mate.
Yes.
Gentlemen, what shall we discuss? Can we think of anything after taking us probably an hour to finally?
Yeah.
Just want to connect.
Yes. Anyways, right. Yes. What shall we discuss?
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's just talk about TF Nation, considering we are literally 4 months away. I mean, what's the plan? I mean, obviously going there and spending money. I mean, what's the overall plan? I mean, have we got any plans? I mean, I know I mentioned to you, Lawrence, I'm thinking about going into Birmingham Centre on Friday. You're welcome to join me.
Yeah, that'd be good. Would you come with us, John?
Yeah, definitely would. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, because the dealer room isn't open till Saturday, is it? So,
yeah.
I am visible
I mean,
on our ends, right?
Pardon?
I am visible.
Yeah,
on
I can see you, buddy.
Yeah, we can see everyone fine. I'll be back in a sec. I want to get a cup of tea.
Sam, we finally got connected.
So long. I'll be back in 10 hours.
Right.
I quickly need a pee break.
Right, 5 minutes.
Okay.
Damn! Kicked my drink over.
Oh, God, don't do things like that.
At least it had a bottle top on. It had a top on it, so
That's not bad. Oh, dear me. Right. I think it's just me now, huh? One's gone for a pee and one's gone for a cup of tea. Typical, normal behaviour. Well, talk amongst yourselves until we all get connected again. Hopefully you can hear me, everybody. I'm John, by the way, and Nosey, in case people on this channel don't know who I am, because if it's the first time I've appeared on this YouTube channel. That was Sam as well, Triple Firestorm, the real Finns lanky kid, the tea guy, and then
right. Hello.
Hello.
I'm back.
Right, I'm going now.
So how's your weekend been, buddy?
No, not been too bad. Not been too bad. Well, I was working earlier today, which is great.
Yeah.
Not. But yeah, so working today. I was off yesterday. Just standard weekend, just chilling out.
You made any new purchases recently, or?
Not really. I'm really trying to kind of watch this, really pinch the spending, to be honest, because it's like 4 months to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really need to watch that, to be honest. Oh, pardon me.
Do you have any particular items for your TFN shopping list this year?
I don't really go with shopping lists, to be honest. Now,
You just wait to see what's there.
Yeah, just kind of wait and see what's available, because we only have an idea what is going to be there. But
yeah,
I usually just walk in there. I mean, literally, most of the purchases I bought were pretty much, I never even knew there was even released, some of them, because a good majority were third party that I picked up last year.
Yeah, I definitely going to look for some Beast Wars figures. I've just started watching the series today. I remember bits of it from when I was a kid. I'm like I really want to get like the Optimus Prime in 8 form.
Yeah.
And I love the Megatron, the dinosaur Megatron.
Oh, Megatron's it, yeah.
Yeah. Was it Rat Trap as a rat? I can never get the hang of actually transforming any of the figures. I just normally put them on the shelf. So when I go this year, I'm going to need some lessons in transforming robots.
Yeah.
Did you buy anything last year on the Friday from a trader or anything before the room opened? I bought one or two things on the Friday from someone.
I can't remember. I don't think I did. I think most of my stuff was over the weekend itself.
Yeah. It is, yeah. But after the Thursday night, I was getting a bit restless, and I really wanted something to play with. So I made it. I think I got 3 purchases for £10 off.
Oh, cool.
Sam's still making his cup of tea.
I know. It would take this long, and it's taken us this long to connect.
I think we need to. Are we getting any more viewers in?
Currently, there's only one, and I think that was me. So
Yeah.
Come on. Well, edit.
So, see who's around.
Alright, just posted this live feed over Facebook. See if anyone wants to come along, join us.
Yeah.
If you want to post it anywhere yourself, why not?
Yeah, I know. Right.
But I think we're fine, to be honest.
Right. We seem to be right. I finally seem to be getting somewhere with this.
Sam, how long does it take to make a cup of tea?
Does he like them very strong? He likes, he likes to stew for quite some time when you want to.
I don't know. He's probably. Oh, here he is. His bar.
I have tea.
Sam. Me and Lawrence, sadly, we have to go now.
You do? Why? Whatever for, John?
Well, we've got better things to do than to wait for you with your cup of tea.
I'm a Yorkshireman. Yorkshiremen drink tea.
Yeah, yes, they do. Yes, that's true.
Yeah,
Yorkshire has really good tea.
I'm just drinking the good stuff.
Yorkshire.
I got Pepsi Max.
That's acceptable. Hey, Dexter.
That's his.
Good say
Oh, doggy.
That's the dog.
Oh, is that what's his name again?
Dexter.
Dexter. Yes, Dexter. Yeah. My family, we have 2 Jack Russell. Well, they're a mix between Jack Russell and Shih Tzu.
He's pure Jack Russell, aren't you, mate?
Yeah. Obviously, I don't live with them anymore because I don't live at home.
So, what was we talking about then, guys? Do you want to talk about TFN like we was going to?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, the legend of TFN.
Who wants to start first?
Dexter, what's your opinion on Transformers and alcohol? Yeah, it's a great idea. He says he loves it. Loves
Yeah.
the idea of it.
Well, that's the good thing. We sit at the bar. Yeah, sitting at the bar, spending, getting our beers, playing with toys, chatting.
Well, what more is there? I mean, I don't know what else they got planned this year. I do know that they haven't got as many guests.
Yeah, but you're going to the Stan Bush concert, right?
Who isn't? I've got tickets for it.
So have I. I've got the package that we've got the package that includes the access to the concert.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah, you had to pay extra for it. So
out of interest, have they actually got any left for the concerts? Out of interest, because I know they were limited.
I got mine booked literally as soon as they became available because I knew it would be limited. So
yeah, they've still got tickets available for the concert.
Sweet. Really?
Yeah.
I've got mine.
You know, if most of the guys who the other YouTubers are coming this year, like should Time Lord be coming again? Do you know, Matt?
He's there every year.
I spoke to him briefly last year. I
don't think I've only spoken to him briefly myself. I've never really had a long conversation with Matt. He tends to stick in his own group, really.
Is Ian coming again? Do you know, John?
Ian?
Yeah.
As far as I know, yes, I think so. I've not heard anything more from him.
I mean, Sammy's been saying he ain't going to come, but I'm convinced he will because he said for the last 3 years he's been saying he won't come, and every year he does. So.
And Lizzie's coming, isn't she? Lizzie's coming with you guys.
Yeah, Lizzie's coming.
Yeah, and Tony obviously.
Oh yeah. I think TF Nation is the only time he actually leaves the house.
Probably. Have I been put down as a moderator by any chance?
On the video?
Because I'm a priority, I'm literally on the screen the whole time, and you two are at the bottom corner. I just watch.
Oh no, this is.
It's because
hang on.
If basically,
I'm on my screen now. I'm on my screen, and I can see you two at the bottom.
Okay, what about now? Can you see me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You two flip up. I don't. I stay in the corner.
All right. Okay. That's just for some reason when I was watching the live feed, I was there the whole time while you two were talking. That's all.
I think it depends how it's set up. It switches. I mean, man, I'm still here in the corner. I'm like, hey, in the corner, but yeah, I'm still here.
You're away in the corner, Sam.
Yeah, in the corner.
But anyway, yes.
It's better to only put 2 up at a time, so it keeps us there in the corner.
Okay. Right, so TF Nation. Stan Bush should be awesome. I can't wait to see Stan Bush. I really hope he does come with an actual band. It's just not going to be him with a karaoke machine.
Jared's doing the band. You never know, mate.
Yeah, maybe.
Knows all the music, no doubt. He could easily do it.
To be honest, I think I might start making the odd video now and again for TFN. I know I saw yours, Lawrence. You made your first one today. I haven't finished watching it yet, but yeah.
That's all right. Got a message from Graham. Is it Dio Collector 75?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really good to meet him, and he said to me, meeting me was one of his highlights last year. I really didn't think that would be said, but he was very generous last year. He gave me a free Beast Wars figure.
Oh, right, cool. Yeah, I got a couple of free figures as well, mainly because of the situation that happened that year with my mum passing away. A couple of people kindly gave me a couple of figures. I got him right here, actually. I got this guy off of Smizzy and Emily. They gave me Leo Convoy, the original Leo Convoy.
It's nice.
Yeah. Let's have a look.
So I got that, and I also got given by Ian Pyatt. He gave me Bumblebee and what was it? A Cybertron figure, I think.
This is the one that Graham gave me.
Ah, Transmetal to Rat Trap.
Rat Trap, yeah. So I think most of the stuff I've got right here on my bottom shelf that I purchased last year. Lots of Power Rangers.
I've got a crap load of Beast Wars up here.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be able to bring my webcam around so I can show you, but yeah, I've got quite a lot here.
Oh yes, Rainbow Dash. You do smell very nice. Yeah, please excuse me. When this Build-A-Bear Rainbow Dash I bought, I put one of the smelly sensors in, so she smells like berries.
That's going to be one of the best things I've ever heard in a live chat before. Rainbow Dash will smell very nice. What the hell, Lawrence? Have you got the real Rainbow Dash in there? Is that why she shouldn't be on the show?
No. She's just here. I put the berry scent in her, so.
You put the berry scent.
With Tempest, I put the bubblegum one in her.
Cool.
I'm tempted to maybe get another one from Build-A-Bear. I'm thinking maybe getting Fluttershy.
Yeah,
that's not Luna and Tempest.
Yeah, well, we finally went, didn't we? Me and you, Sam, we finally went into our Build-A-Bear and we noticed they still have Tempest, they've got Pinkie Pie, they've got
Twilight.
The Sia Song, the Sia Songbird.
Songbird Serenade.
There we go, yeah. And they've also got Twilight as well and a few others. But they're not on display, weirdly. They're just kind of down.
What they've got left, because Build-A-Bear MLP plushes, they tend to have them on a limited quantity. So eventually they'll sell them all, then restock in a few months.
Well, when I went to go and get Rainbow Dash last week, they didn't actually have her on display, but I just looked in the I just looked at all the different I just went digging through all the MLP all the plushes, and I found a Rainbow Dash, and I just asked the girl, how much is this? And she said, yeah, she's $21.50. I said, all right, I'll get her then. And we went and filled her up.
Went and filled her up.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was I love that.
Now, this is becoming a really dirty chat. It's like I've been corrupted here. My youthfulness has been corrupted. My innocent mind has been corrupted.
I love that. Just went and filled her up.
Lawrence,
that's what you do.
You've been accidentally dirty, Lawrence. No shame in it, mate. Gets far worse at TF Edmund Cards Against Humanity comes out.
Oh
yeah.
I'm actually thinking of getting myself one of those packs.
It's odd that you have to stuff the toy yourself, but that's why they call it Build-A-Bear, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
It is, yeah. It always kind of fascinates me that Build-A-Bear itself obviously originated as just building your own teddy bear, but now it's branched out a lot more, and it obviously covers a lot more ranges, so it's a lot more unique. And
I've seen like the Star Wars bears you can get.
Oh yeah, I like that. They're pretty neat. So Lawrence, I'll put it this way: you're going to love the season 4 finale. I personally believe that MLP season 4 finale is the best finale they've had. And there is an episode in season 5. John, you'll know what I'm talking about. And it involves the Cutie Mark Crusaders, and it will utterly blow you away, because it's the best episode they've written for the CMC, but it's the most important episode they wrote for them.
Yeah, I remember that.
It took everybody by surprise, so you'll love it, Lawrence. I think it's episode... it's like mid-season. I can't quite remember the episode, but I know it's mid-season.
Season 4 is a good season, but for me, it has to be, once you get to it, mate, season 7 is the place to be.
Yeah, so once I've got to the end of season 5, I'll have to go and probably watch the rest online until Netflix gets updated with more.
Well, it took the UK. We're behind because in America, Netflix has got season getting season 7 later this year. We're at least 2 seasons behind on Netflix.
Yeah.
Daily Motion, mate. If you want to, after you finish on Netflix, just go on Daily Motion because
I will. Yeah.
There, like all of them in full HD in perfect order. Because Daily Motion, they're actually pretty lax about copyright. Not so literally, you can put anything on there and it won't do you for copyright.
So, what have you guys got planned for this coming week?
Work.
Yeah.
Just work really. Then I've a week commencing April 23rd, so 2 weeks tomorrow, 2 weeks on Monday. I've got a couple of days off, but apart from that, it's just next 2 weeks. It's just work.
Yeah, I'm working tomorrow, a normal day shift, and then I am 3 consecutive night shifts until Saturday. Such fun.
What are you doing, Lawrence?
Next week I should be going back to start my maths course again after Easter.
Let your dog in.
I should be going back to do some work for my local radio station like I used to.
Next dog. Dexter. I believe the Jabberwocky has got him.
You were saying, sorry, Lawrence?
Yeah, I should be starting my maths course again next week. Still working on my music, making alterations, making progress to getting back to work. I should be going back to do some work for my local radio station again, like I used to several years ago. Yeah.
What did you do on the radio show?
I used to be a guest presenter on a Monday morning alongside the main presenter.
Awesome.
Very cool. I've always wanted to be able to do that. I mean, I was possibly given a possible chance to maybe do it, but it kind of fell completely flat on its backside, as things seem to do. Basically, it was, hospital radio, and apparently it's all like voluntary and everything, and apparently one of the engineers, he went to some club that my dad used to go to years ago, and basically I said I was interested in possibly doing radio or some sort of music, something to do with music, and he pretty much said, well, why don't you see if he wants to come along to, see if he wants to help us out with the radio show in the hospital, kind of give him an idea of what it's like to run a radio show. And then I was like, yeah, I'll probably go down to do that. But then my dad stopped going to the radio club, and que sera, sera, as things happen, and it never came to.
Your dad fell out with the radio club, mate, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Or he fell out with somebody at the radio club.
Yeah, the radio club, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's pretty much, it went downhill a little bit. It's actually not there anymore. It's actually moved. It used to be down Walton Street, as you remember, Sam. But it's now moved to a different facility because for some reason the people that owned the building wanted to evict them out of the club. Apparently they wasn't paying their payments to the people that owned the building. That's all we know. And so yeah, long story short, they was pretty much evicted, and someone else has taken over it. So they've had to move to a different place. But anyway, so I'm not going to bore you with that. But yeah, so TF Nation, let's talk a bit more TF Nation. So Sam, what would you like to hopefully pick up at TF Nation this year, if you have anything on your
Well, I'm 100% dead set on getting a Masterpiece Cheetor. Probably also a Masterpiece Optimus Primal.
Yes, you need one of those.
Comics, because I always get comics. So I just collect comics.
Is Simon Berman going to be there again this year?
Yeah,
it's not been listed. It probably will be because he always goes.
Yeah.
It's a bit earlier.
I never got the chance to actually go up and speak to him last year. I mean, I went to his desk several times, but he was always away. And I remember I asked Bob Budiansky, when do you think he'll be back? He said, I'll be back shortly. I think I briefly bumped into him in the corridor outside the dealer room and just said hi.
Yeah.
I never got a chance to get the comic I bought signed, so.
The thing is, right, one thing with Simon Fairman, if he wasn't to come, I think there was only ever once back when Art Assembly was on, he didn't attend it.
Yeah.
That was because he had to go to a wedding, wasn't it? That's the only time he didn't attend.
I don't know what it was, but for some reason he didn't attend an earlier Art Assembly.
Was it 2008?
I can't remember. It was
2009, but there's only been one time he didn't come.
Yeah, there was a year that I think it was a year that we didn't go. I think it was when obviously we've been going since 2010. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, I think to be honest, if Simon Fairman doesn't go, it'd be quite surprising because he's practically part of the woodwork. He's practically part of the furniture, should I say? He's been going to it every single year apart from one event back, years ago, like for a good maybe 10 years ago. But he's been going to pretty much nearly all the auto assemblies that have come and all the TF Nations so far.
Well, there's nothing on his blog, but his blog only covers up to this month. So it might get updated later.
The thing is that there's still possibilities for more guests because we've got. Let's just get it up so we can talk a bit more about the guests. I will just go on there now. TF Nation.
Anybody got any Easter eggs left? I've got 3.
No, yeah, my last one.
I've eaten mine.
I've got 3 left.
Right, sorry, yeah, go on, Lawrence.
I have got wagon wheels.
That'll do.
They're not the same though. Wagon wheels used to be much bigger and a lot more jammier.
Yeah.
But anyway, so here we go. So this is the official roster currently announced. So we've got Daniel Riordan, who played the original Robots in Disguise Megatron. So that's the voice actor. So we've got John Paul Beauvais coming again as a comic book artist or colorist, whatever he is. We've got some guy called Mike, and this is a brand new guy. So let's just read a bit more about this guy. So apparently this guy, he was the hands behind Man of Iron back in 1985 to 87. The first story in the Marvel Comics originated in the UK and several more. Apparently he was a co-writer on something called Crisis of Command in 85 to 86, which introduced the recurring self-doubting character trait in Optimus Prime. So pretty much, I'm not going to go into everything, but that guy's called Mike Collins, and he's a Transformers UK, Transformers Ladybird books. So I've never seen him before any of the events. Then we've also got DC Douglas, that I can say, and Sam can say as well, is a very nice guy because we've met him at MCM Comic Con a few years ago. But he plays, I think, in the Rescue Bots, he plays Chase.
Yeah, I do want to meet him.
Yeah, I want to meet him. Well, I've already met him, but I never actually met him face to face. I went to one of his panels, actually. Right, so we've got Stan Bush, as we all know. Then we've got James Roberts. He obviously, you know him. Nick Roche and Jack Lawrence. So Jack Lawrence, Nick Roche, James Roberts, and John Paul Beauvais are practically. They came last year, and they came. They pretty much come every year nearly. Those guys, but they came last year, so they're coming again. But then we've got Daniel Riordan and DC Douglas as voice actors currently. But it'd be cool to see if we have one more voice actor because, quite frankly, Stan Bush is practically only a musical talent. He's not a voice actor, so it'd be interesting to see if they've got any more plans that they've not brought together.
You guys going to bring a copy of the soundtrack with you? Get signed or?
I'm thinking about it. I might get myself one that's not opened.
I want to try and get hold of the soundtrack. I mean, you can buy it. There's like 2 versions in. There's the original release and there's like the remastered release. About a month or 2 ago, I was looking at getting the vinyl, but I kind of thought against it largely because I don't have anywhere to put it and I don't have anything to play it on.
But yeah,
apart from my dad's vinyl player, but I don't think he'd appreciate me using it. So I'm just gonna get myself one of the Transformers soundtrack at some point and sign that.
Yeah, well, I've had the Transformers soundtrack, the remastered one, for years. I've had that for a long time, and I also downloaded it as well off Google Play Store. So, but yeah, I'm thinking about I might maybe have to pick up a new one near the
You know,
time.
those songs, like those songs like You've Got the Touch, the theme, the movie's version of the theme. They're just classics. And
Yeah, I think he sang three. I think he was involved in 3 songs in the original soundtrack. Obviously, he sung the theme song. Let me just see. Let me go back onto that. What I was on. I can read what he did. Oops. Right, so I'm back on again. All right, it says here, Stan is best known for performing the iconic songs The Touch, Dare, which featured prominently in the 1986 Transformers movie, and he also did, for the 2007 film, which was on the soundtrack of the 07 live-action film, he did a song called Till All Are One.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
And apparently he did a song called, what's this? He is an Emmy. Apparently, his more recent album is called "Change the World," and that was released in 2017. So it says Stan has lent his considerable talents to various movies, such as the Wraith back in 1986, the Kickboxer in 1989. He provided music for the US dub of Sailor Moon. Really?
oh wow!
I didn't know that. I really
other than Pokemon and Digimon, Sailor Moon was one of the first big animes I got into.
Yeah, it was one of mine as well. I had no idea. I wonder if he was the guy that maybe did the opening soundtrack.
Yeah. Fighting Evil by Moonlight.
But anyway, so Sailor Moon, and most recently as well. He's also on the Netflix series called Glow, and he was in Transformers War for Cybertron and Saints Row. So he's lent his talents to some games as well. But let me just have a look into Sailor Moon. Let me just find out what he actually did for Sailor Moon. Stan Bush.
You like Sailor Moon, Stan?
Oh yeah, I love it. It's one of the original animes that came to
Yeah, I haven't seen much of this newer live action one, but I don't think it looks really good.
The live action version?
Yeah. You've not heard about it? I've heard there has been some kind of, I think it's like a tokusatsu film.
No, I have no idea there was a live action one coming out.
What?
Yeah, so there is.
Yeah, live action Sailor Moon.
Yeah, there was a live action series called Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Came out in 2003.
Oh yeah, there's in Japan in Japan there's actually a live action theatrical and also stage plays as well.
Yeah.
This is it that I'm playing now.
She's got the power.
Yeah.
Is that Stan Bush's song?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that very well, but I can't wait. I don't know if he'll perform that at the concert, but if he does, I'll be up for that one.
Yeah, no idea.
Oh, John's gone.
John's disappeared. At last!
Where's John gone to?
That's a good question. I have no idea. John, are you still there, mate? You still with us? Nah, he's disappeared. Sure, he'll come back. I bet he's hit the wrong button or something.
Oh, yeah.
He's gone. Man, I'm 50-50 at the moment, Lawrence. Now I'm thinking about either getting myself just a soundtrack on CD or maybe getting the vinyl. Just depends.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I would have to get the CD if I wanted to listen to it because I don't have a vinyl player.
Well,
If I got the vinyl, it would mainly be for collectors' purposes.
That's what I was thinking. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
soundtrack.
Glad you're back, my friend.
Yeah, sorry about that. I actually took took it off. Anyway, so like I said, I had no idea he was a part of Sailor Moon dub. I mean, it's been, I think, the last time I watched the original Sailor Moon, I must have been about 11, maybe 10 or 11 years old.
Yeah, but you bought the box set, didn't you, John, on DVD?
No, I haven't got any Sailor Moon. I need to get some Sailor Moon.
I think that all the only complete series box sets are Region 1.
Yeah, they are. They're damn expensive. They're really, really pricey.
Do you have them, Sam, or
What, Sailor Moon?
Yeah.
No, I wish I did. I know you've seen it before, mate. But
Oh yeah, I've seen your anime collection.
That's like all my anime right there.
Yeah.
Fills those two shelves there. No, I haven't got Sailor Moon. I wish I did. I really do wish I had it, but it's something.
Digitally, I've got series 1 to 4, I think, which I watch every now and then. I've never watched much of the original Japanese version, but just the dub version.
Yeah, well, that's a surprise. It's amazing when you look into their careers of what they've actually done, and you don't realise it. I mean, like DC Douglas. I mean, a lot of people are going to see.
I think I remember hearing back to that Sailor Moon song. I don't know if Stan Bush was involved in Power Rangers at all. There might have been a connection. I know the chap called Ron Wasserman, who did most of the Power Rangers soundtrack.
Right.
Let's have a look.
No, I don't think he was involved.
No, I've had a look, and people are just using his songs to AMVs of music.
Yeah.
No, he's not been in Power Rangers.
Didn't know he'd say
on that subject, guys. I mean, do you guys both hope that the 2017 movie will get its sequel?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, I do. I really hope it does. It was a good film.
It was. It was certainly. It was just the right mix of nostalgic and modern.
It was, yes.
What Ready Player One? You mean?
The 2017 Power Rangers film.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Well, it's all up in the air at the moment. It didn't do very well theatrically. They didn't get the money back for in the box office.
It didn't. They barely made any money. It had a budget of 100 million and it made 142 million. So it literally didn't even break even.
No.
There may be a sequel, but in honesty, it's very unlikely. The problem with Power Rangers is it's a franchise that, in a way, even though it's got a big fan base, it's still a small-town TV series. It's never been that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't deny that the movie had its problems. There were some issues with it, but I really did enjoy it.
Yeah.
If you work it out, the film made back its budget plus a bit extra. But for a film to be classed as a financial success,
it has to make about 3 or 4.
They've got to make at least 3 times the budget. So if they had 100 million budget, they'd have to make at least 400 million to be a success.
Yeah.
But speaking of successes, wow! I mean, Black Panther's hit 1.3 billion.
Oh, blimey! Yeah, well, that was good. I mean, right? Did you guys enjoy Ready Player One?
Yes,
I did.
Very, very good. Really enjoyed it.
It was great story, great special effects, and great
the
acting.
Thing is, I mean, I think we'll all agree on this. All the kids that were there would not understand the film due to they wouldn't understand
No,
any
they wouldn't.
this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good sort of premonition of technology for the year 2045. I think, you know, because we've obviously only just got the VR technology kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's only kind of emerging now, but
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, I did a live feed yesterday around about 2 o'clock in the morning, and after seeing it, and I was just like, that was literally one of the most fun films I've seen, and I literally had a grin from ear to ear throughout the whole thing.
yeah.
The only problem is with that film is it did pan really quickly through a lot of the nostalgic characters, and you really was. I felt it kind of you're trying to see who's in there, and a lot of the characters were really dark. You could barely see. It was more of
Yeah,
a
I noticed it kind of had the same to most of the well-known gaming characters. It had the same kind of little references, like you remember that Wreck-It Ralph did.
Yeah.
But I did like the screen time that the Iron Giant got because he appeared on the trailer. So
Yeah, that was a good amount of screen time. Actually, I was pretty impressed with that.
What was the point? What was the point of the film, Sam, where we fist bumped like absolute geeks?
When they had the Gundam show up.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that was perfect.
And what else?
I went
Era bike as well.
And
the alien reference.
oh,
The anime. Literally, mate, there were so many fist bumps.
the Millennium Falcon reference,
Yeah, there's that.
even though we didn't actually see it.
Mecha Godzilla,
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
as well, actually. Yeah, good point.
and also this one as well. It's effing Chucky.
Yes.
Oh, that was
That
good.
was actually pretty awesome. That have a little cookie take out a load of people. That was good.
I noticed that the movie is 12A. Can they have the F-bomb in 12A rated films?
You can, as long as it's only sparse. Like having it said once out of like a 2.5 hour film, that's acceptable.
Yeah.
You can kind of stretch it a bit because I've seen some 12As that have a ton of sex in them.
Yeah.
12As are very flexible these days because technically, as long as there's no blood, you can kind of get away with it. So it's a bit flexible on what you can do with 12A.
I think the first real sort of sexual scenes I saw in movies was probably on Titanic, and I watched that when I was 7 years old. No. Yeah, 7. Yeah, because it came out in 1997. So.
Hey, Dad, what are they doing in that car? Ask me when you're older, son. Don't tell your mother you watch this. Probably went along those lines.
Yeah,
what was the first film I saw that had a sex scene in it? It would have been Braveheart.
Yeah.
I think I would have.
You remember 8 Mile with Eminem?
Yeah, the first sex film, the first film I saw with a sex scene in it. Before I really understood what sex was, I was probably about 9 or 10, and I think it was Titanic. Then, ironically, mentioning that the next film I saw that had a sex scene in it, I think it was about 13 or 14, was actually 8 Mile. That was the next film I saw that had a sex scene in it.
I remember we watched 8 Mile in school in year 11 in my last year. What was Love Actually? That had a scene in it.
Deadpool's got a whole montage.
Yeah, it has. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Deadpool, have you seen the trailer for Deadpool 2?
Yeah,
Oh.
You're up.
That's really now the only sort of ongoing Marvel franchise that isn't part of the cinematic universe at the moment, isn't it? Because they've stopped the X-Men to reboot it.
Though they're doing
but obviously,
exactly.
yeah. What they're doing now, they're doing the Infinity War's coming out this month, which I can't wait for.
Yeah, 13th of April, isn't it?
Wasn't it 23rd or 26th? It said. So I saw a trailer for it yesterday.
25th of April.
Yeah. Because I heard it got moved back a bit for some reason.
So that is literally 2 weeks on Wednesday it gets released. So not long at all.
And so you guys going to go and see it? I know we're going to see the Iron Spider-Man. So that's for me what I really want to see.
Oh, definitely. It's going to be interesting.
And so you guys going to...
Oh, I'm gonna go and see it. I'm gonna see it for sure. I mean, this year is pretty much filled with such awesome films.
Yeah, and Solo next month.
Oh, yeah, Solo. Man.
And the Bumblebee movie as well.
Yeah,
there's a lot coming out, actually.
That's December, though.
Does this Bumblebee movie, is this like a prequel to the live action?
Prequel, yeah, it is a prequel.
Yeah, it's a prequel to the 07 film.
Yeah, I mean that was the first time I really was introduced properly to Transformers. I'd already watched the 1986 movie, but the first real introduction I got from it was going to see the 2007 film. So I remember on that day we went. A friend and I went to go and see 2 movies in the same day. We went to go and see Simpsons in the morning, then Transformers in the afternoon. So if it hadn't been for the fact my friend wanted to see it, I don't know if I'd have got introduced to the franchise like I have.
But interestingly, the 2007 live-action Transformers film, it was, in a lot of ways, it was a 2-part thing. It was the film that fans had always been wanting, but it was also effectively rebooting the franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I've got a little bit more faith about the Bumblebee movie. I understand it is a live-action film, and Michael Bay is still there, but he's not directing, he's just producing. But I have a bit more faith in it because the guy who's directing it, the guy who is one of the co-guys of Leica Animation, he is an absolutely fantastic storyteller when it comes to getting character development out of puppets. If someone can get really good character development out of puppets, you can make anything gold.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, but this is his first bout at a live-action film, though. This is the first time he's ever done a live-action film. It's always been stop motion.
Yeah. Do you think this? I mean, obviously the Stan Bush concert is on the Saturday night. Do you think on maybe this or on the Sunday night? Do you think they'll show the '86 movie this year like they normally do? Or...
If they do, they might show it Friday night. They sometimes do it the day before the actual convention.
The only thing I didn't really like too much about last year, I mean, I really loved TF Nation, don't get me wrong, but the only thing I didn't like is when, and I understand they want to kind of have a change of tempo, they kind of want to change a little bit, but I understand it's also down to licensing rights as well of what films that they are allowed to show. But I wasn't very happy that they actually wanted to do a live action film.
I think more people want to watch the original movie, don't they?
Yeah, well, the '86 movie it's a phenomenon because when you're watching the '86 movie with all the rest of those fans and every single word, comment, sentence, whatever from that series, phrase, whatever, everyone is. Yeah, there you go, Sam.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
You know, it's just such a great film.
I have 3 copies of the movie. How many copies do you guys have?
I have the normal version, I have the standard version, the original special edition version, the 25th anniversary version, and the 30th anniversary version.
Yeah, I got the movie with the entirety of the G1 collection. I got a G1 box set.
Yeah,
came with the movie, which was a remastered movie. And then I got the Blu-ray one, 4K one, whatever.
Yeah, I got that as well. I mean, I got the Blu-ray. I've got. I think it's the 25th anniversary edition. I bought it, and I've also got the just normal sort of rip from the original. The first DVD release it got, which has the same poster as the original VHS version.
Yeah.
I mean, the ironic thing is we could probably all say this. 30 years from now, when we're all like 60, there will probably be a 30th anniversary release for the My Little Pony film.
Yes, there probably will be, and in our vaults, we'll have our first copies.
Yeah, they'll be like thinking, what's with all these old men buying this film that's for little kids? What the hell's all that about?
What, as I say, my Build-A-Bear Tempest Shadow is one of my dearest possessions, and I'm thinking that she might be buried with me.
I know what I'm taking with me.
What?
I'm taking my hardback print edition of Past Sins.
Yeah.
That is going with me.
No, Sam. You will give me it. You will give me Past Sins. Shit, this doesn't work.
You'll give me all your beer.
No.
Thumbs up.
Come on. Have you guys watched some Power Rangers Ninja Steel yet?
Not yet. I'm actually a bit behind on Power Rangers, to be honest. The last series I watched was Super Samurai. That was the last series I watched.
Oh, so you haven't seen any of Megaforce, Super Megaforce, or Dino Charge?
Nope.
I've seen the first season of Dino Charge, but I haven't seen it. I've seen a little bit of Megaforce.
I have got all the originals on DVD. I've got Mighty Morphin, Zeo, Turbo, and In Space all on DVD, and the original.
Yeah. Have you seen any Ninja Steel yet, John?
No, not yet. No, I mean, I watched. I think I said I watched the first season or first part of Dino Charge, and I quite enjoyed Dino Charge. And then I watched a little bit of Megaforce, and I also watched the special edition where did Jason David Frank and all them lot kind of.
Yes, yeah.
I watched that.
Yeah. You got me a link.
Yeah. I want you to check the Wikipedia article and just see what it says.
Video game.
Yeah, read the first sentence, first part.
Transformers
Universe was a multiplayer battle arena developed British game developer Jagex. Jagex?
Yeah, Jagex. In partnership with American toy company Hasbro. The game was officially unveiled at AutoSummer 2010. The game went into closed beta on March 12th, 2014, entering open beta on July 4th.
Basically, the reason I put that link to you all is because until this morning, it was incorrect. It said the game was officially unveiled at BotCon 2011. It was not. It was unveiled at Auto Assembly 2010. And I know this because I have video of me watching it. So I opened up an account on Wikipedia and edited it so it said Auto Assembly 2010. So it is now correct. Because BotCon didn't get it.
As I say, I mean, it's a shame. It's a shame that I never heard about Auto Assembly prior to getting to know you guys, really. I mean, because I started to find some YouTubers who I started following who were talking about this supposed Transformers convention. But I never got around to being able to go until I got to, properly talking to you guys. And I thought, I think I definitely should go last year. But now I think I'm going to be a regular attendee. So
happens to everyone. I mean, me and John, we've been going for 8 years. Well, if you don't include TFN, even though it's technically the same convention, just in a different name and run by different people. The same people are running it because, Billy was practically running it anyway because Simon had very little to do with it. It was Billy that was doing all the hard work.
So that's not saying we won't go too far into what was mentioned at TFN the year before last.
All right.
Yeah, because I don't want that to go through a live stream, and they want the odd people. I don't want to cause any issues, but yeah, but like I say, I mean, like Auto Assembly and TFN are practically run by the same people. But it's just a different
what
name.
ways have they upgraded? What ways have they actually done the upgrade? Sort of other than the title.
Well, there's a lot. I mean, for a start, you know how we have that big like TV screen on the main stage now with that big TF Nation board. We didn't have that at Auto Assembly. One of the biggest differences though is actually from a legal perspective. From what I know, basically Auto Assembly never had the rights or technically even permission to be doing a live screening of the 1986 film. TF Nation has the rights to do that. They also have a lot more legal rights. For example, from what I've heard, all of us attendees actually have like normal like convention coverage, so we're covered legally if anything happens to us while we're there. And the biggest change, TF Nation has an actual headquarters, an actual like main office. Auto Assembly did not have that. It had no fixed address. TF Nation does. And that makes
so it's completely its own organisation. So they've set up an entirely independent organisation.
Auto Assembly wasn't. That's what makes TF Nation different. It's an independent body.
Yeah, that's why TF Nation is called TF Nation Limited, because it's actually a registered company. But yeah, it's not they don't earn any money themselves doing it. All the profits go into booking the event, and also goes towards booking the guests, and so on and so forth. They don't actually pocket any of the money because it's a non. Because with TF Nation isn't an official Transformers convention; it is just a fan-led one. So because of that, none of the people that actually run it are actually allowed to actually have any money.
Well, it's not that as well. I mean, just to obviously not be too blunt, but there were, not necessarily confirmed, unless of course you're me, John, and a few other people who may have talked to a certain person 2 years ago at breakfast. But let's just say a certain person who was part of Auto Assembly might have been, dipping his hand into the cookie jar occasionally.
Yeah. All right. Well, obviously you can't reveal who this person is, so.
We can't. We could, but we don't want to cause any more. We don't want to cause.
We're not supposed to know, but let's put it at that.
But anyway, so let's move on with something a bit more accurate. So let's talk My Little Pony, shall we? Let's talk My Little Pony. Why not? So, Lawrence, what have you?
Pardon? Pardon, the sound's a bit off. Sam?
Yep, still
you
here.
There?
Still here, mate.
John?
Yeah, I'm here.
What were you saying?
No, I was saying about My Little Ponies. Let's talk about MLP a little bit. I was just wondering, what have you taken from the last four seasons that you're currently watching up to now?
I can certainly see, just while the whole brony thing about them being young to, even middle-aged men, what they take from it is it's just so innocent, and every episode is, obviously the title is Friendship is Magic, and that it's all to do with friendship and life lessons.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, true.
To me, I'll be honest, as I said in the video I did on the Brony UK channel, I kept coming across references to it online, and for quite a while I was thinking to myself, well, what is all the fuss about? What's all the talk about? I'd heard of My Little Pony because it was 80s and 90s stuff, but I always thought to myself, why is it such a popular thing now? What's it all about? And I just watched the first episode out of interest, and I never turned back, and I don't regret it because I've become part of an amazing fan base. and I feel like I've gained a lot from it. I've gained friends. I've gained experience, and it's such a great show, and it always cheers me up. I remember feeling
and all the characters. All the characters are really identifiable to a certain person, you know, to certain or a certain group of people or a certain category of people. There's someone in the show for everyone to identify with. You know, either the main six or the side characters.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, when I came into the whole thing, I was literally just flicking through the channels as you do. Literally just flicking through the channels as you do, and I went on Pop, Tiny Pop or whatever, and I was like, oh, My Little Pony was like, not My Little Pony. Because at the time, you know, I didn't really think of it much, and so this episode, you may have actually seen this episode, Lawrence. It's the one where it's the episode where Spike is trying Rarity and he keeps eating the gems.
Oh yes, yeah. And he keeps eating the gems. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that episode was the first one I ever watched, and it was from about halfway in. So what I did is I watched like that last half of the episode, and I was like, I really like this. That was actually quite good. And then I thought, right, okay, I'll go on +1 because obviously you got Tiny Pop +1 as well. So I thought, right, I'll watch it right from the beginning. So then I watched the entire episode of that episode from beginning to end. And then I thought, that's interesting. And then I thought, you know what? I might go and actually watch the first couple of episodes of it from season 1. Because this was season 2, I think.
Yeah, one of my favourite.
So season...
Yeah.
No, sorry. Carry on.
One of my favourite episodes, I think the lunar eclipse, where she comes properly into the series, is one of my favourite.
That's my favourite episode. That's actually what kind of made me really just kind of like fall in love with Luna's character. Because, I mean, the thing was, I'll be honest, when that episode first aired, I completely forgotten about Luna. And before that episode, I had been thinking, you know, you never see Luna, Celestia's sister, well, where is she? And then that episode, when it first aired, I was like, oh, wow, she's great. She's got a bit of powers back. She's grown up. I was really happy to see her again. And that episode basically is just the reason why I just really kind of got into her character, because she's just such a deep, fascinating character. And ironically, she's actually more fleshed out than Celestia is. She's actually a bigger character than Celestia.
Yeah, she's got much more of a personality, which makes her more identifiable. The Princess Celestia, she doesn't. She's a good character. She's like the character of wisdom. She's the character that's there to be the guy, you know, the guardian. Whilst Luna,
Celestia is the mother. That's what she is. She's the mother. Whereas Luna, in a sense, is in a lot of ways is more like the young adult who's still trying to find a way in life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do like what's happened with Twilight's character now that she, you know, got to the point now where she's transitioned to Princess Twilight. Now I knew the reason why my smaller Twilight plush actually has wings, but my the other one doesn't, because she didn't have her wings until she was a princess.
Yeah, interesting thing about the whole princess thing. Now, I don't know if you know this, Lawrence. I only found this out literally last year. I was actually talking to a fellow Brony who was at TFN. Originally, the series Emerald Friendship is Magic was only going to be 3 seasons. The original, I don't know if you heard, it was Twilight would become an Alicorn. That was it. That was going to be the end. But because of the Brony,
but apparently because all the really unexpected fans that wanted a further season. That's what they kept decided. That's what made them decide to keep it going, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's why season 3 is only about 13 episodes.
Yeah, because it was I think it was a test as well. I think at least from a level of some sort. I think they were thinking, right, you know, if they did, apparently from what I've heard, it was only half the normal episodes for 2 reasons. The first reason was because if it was going to be the final season, Hasbro wouldn't lose any money. The other reason was if there was enough fan want, and there was, for season 4 onwards, they'd have the money left over to do season 4. And that's basically why it was only half the episodes.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that they must be making like a ton and ton of cash, off the series, the fandom, and obviously the merchandise. Because
they are. I think they're making about $1 billion.
Buying all the merchandise.
I think it works out about $1 billion a year, something like that. Something along those lines. It's generally apparently I've heard it's on the precipice of being worth more than Transformers.
Yeah, at the moment there seem to be more fans of MLP than there are of Transformers.
I think that the problem with Transformers in general is, even though there is a lot to it, there's a lot to look into and a lot to get into. The issue with Transformers as a whole is it's two things. The first thing is the live action films have never been that well received by fans.
No, well, I've always thought the first one, I think, was the best one.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And the other problem is, from a toy perspective, the toy line's been very stale for the last couple of years. You've got it basically on a two-side coin. On one side, the Masterpiece series is the collector series, so everybody buys them. But on the standard run-of-the-mill shop floor stuff, to be perfectly blunt, 90% of the stuff you can buy on the shop floor for Transformers is crap. It's just over.
Yeah, I mean, in my town here in Market Harborough, we don't even have like a plain sort of toy store anymore. We have an Argos, and we have a B&M Bargains. And the B&M is the place that does get some Transformer stuff in, and that's where I've made some purchases from their items. But and I don't often go to Argos very much. But so that's why I have to go into Leicester often to look in like proper toy shops.
Well, we've literally obviously Toys R Us is closing, so we've only got the Entertainer left. John,
we
say there's a new toy shop opening in Hull, a new toy store.
Well, I've heard rumours there is. I don't know. There was. Let me try and find it. I'll try and find it. Well,
you have a Smith's Toy Superstore. Well, that's where Tony works. Tony works.
Entertainer.
Entertainer, yeah.
Right.
That's where I've got some of my MLP stuff from, the Entertainer. So, because they seem to be quite big on merchandise for that show. So,
yeah. It's with MLP in general, it evolved into something. It really did, because basically, from what I've been able to work out, like Gen 1, 2, and 3, when as successful as Gen 4, and a lot of fans. I'll be frank. I don't. If you were to ask any fan of the show, why did you become a Brony? What got you into it? I don't think many people can really answer that without really knowing why. I mean, you could say, I like the characters, I like the music, I like the show's message, I like the animation. It could be any number of reasons, but I just think people are drawn to it. Maybe because, I don't know, perhaps because it's like the only good thing that's on telly at the moment.
Yeah, but what was said in that documentary? The one that follows what's her name, Applejack and is it Applejack and Rainbow Dash's voice actress?
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah. It said there, like, it's all this chaos in the world, all this destruction, all this politics. Just arguing with each other. All the fact that humanity is growing to hate itself, and the fact that people can just watch something peaceful and charming on TV. And that's what started. That's one of the reasons that Bronies came along.
Well, yeah, I can agree on that 100%. I mean, the thing is with me. I mean, here's an example. Basically, in my last job, there was a point in my last job where I was getting pretty depressed with it and getting really anxious, and I was hating it. I was really not happy at one point in my previous job, and every morning before I went to work, I'd listen to the Smile song, and that cheered me up, and that kept me going throughout the day.
Yeah, and the music as well. Yeah, the music is a fantastic thing. It's, I think, you know, it'd be great to go to, you know, if we ever went to a PonyCon. I don't know if they'd ever have a musician there, or a BronyCon, PonyCon.
Scotland, the Scotland PonyCon, GaiaCon, I think it's called. On the Sunday, they actually have a big concert where they have all like a lot of the Brony YouTubers that do the music there. I have heard it's worth seeing.
Yeah, I have. So I've just had a look now, and apparently the place I was talking to you about, Sam, it's called Hamleys.
In London?
No, it's in Hull. That's just opened. Apparently in Princess Quay, it's called Hamleys, and apparently there's a mixture of like toys and all sorts of different things like that. And apparently we also have we do have a Smith's Toy Store, but it's down Clough Road.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't either. So that must have been the toy shop that must have opened in Hull. But I heard that there was going to be a pretty big one opening in Princess Quay because of the redevelopment. But I'm guessing Hamleys is the one that we're talking about.
I mean, something I was saying, I mean, we have a small entertainer in Leicester. It's part of a shopping centre. Do you guys probably have a bit of a bigger one?
No.
Leicester also has like a local toy shop in the centre. It's called I think it's actually just called Toyland or Toy Town or something.
Yeah,
and they've got all the stuff. They do action figures, cuddly toys, you know, and all the stuff for little kids. They did all the fidget gadgets, Nerf guns, and all those things. So I go in there quite often.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, have you seen? I've saw the biggest MLP plushies in there, and they had Rainbow Dashes. They're like probably about as big as the real Rainbow Dash might actually be, but they were like $49.99.
Yeah, I've seen those. I've always been. I actually saw one quite recently in Hull. There was a shop that had one. I don't know where they got it from, and I'd be tempted to buy one, but I have nowhere to put one that big.
Yeah. I personally, I think £50 is a bit too much for me to spend on a plush, but I suppose if you kept it in good condition all the years, it would collect a lot of value, wouldn't it?
It would collect its value, yeah, in time.
No, Kevin, we are trillions of light years away.
Sorry, I've got something on YouTube. It's playing it. Oh, it's a trailer for Solo, I think. Oh no, it's Netflix original series. Skip that,
The space.
Yeah. As I say, what were you saying there, Sam?
Regarding that, I mean, I wouldn't mind buying a life-size plushie, but like I said, I just don't have anywhere to put one.
No, I don't either. See, yeah. The biggest ones I have are my two Build-A-Bear ones. I've had to put Tempest on a high shelf in my room because there's not enough room to put her on any of the shelves here in my living room. And I've got Rainbow Dash. She sat on a stool next to my computer.
Rainbow Dash is the best pony. Rainbow Dash is the best pony.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Luna is.
No, Rainbow Dash is the best pony. She has the best song.
Out of the main six, I think I really do I like Rainbow Dash, but I do like Pinkie Pie because she's just so friendly and so bubbly.
Yeah, Pinkie Pie's awesome.
Yeah. And Fluttershy, I like the fact that she's shy, but she's caring. She's a caring character.
Oh, yeah. To be honest, Fluttershy is the type of pony any guy would probably lay his life down to protect.
Yeah,
that's the type of character she is. But when it comes to rarity, I'd be like Spike, like, what? Yeah, man. Oh.
As I say, is Spike meant to be a mixed breed of dragon and pony? That's why he doesn't have any.
He's pure dragon. He's not a hybrid of any kind. There are a lot of really
doesn't have any wings, does he?
about him.
Yeah.
The thing is with dragons, from one thing that is known, they only grow through breed, and obviously Spike had that once, but he's kind of under control. Though, as I mentioned earlier, there is going to be an episode where he does kind of like earn his wings, actually physically gets wings. So I think we're going to see Spike definitely grow up a bit in season 8, possibly.
Yeah, he does. I think as the seasons have gone on, he kind of gets less focus. In season 1 and 2, he did get a lot of sort of focus episodes, like the one where he runs away and gets caught up with the other dragons that take advantage of him.
The problem we're at, if you actually look at Spike, if you look at season 1, for example, he's in every single episode. Season 2, he appears a lot. Season 3, he's barely in season 3. And then season 4, he's not really in season 4 a lot. Then season 5, he started to flesh him out a bit. I mean, like season 6 and 7, they've obviously shown that he has a strong friendship with Big Mac, which is quite good to see. But one thing I'd love to see something happen to Spike. Nothing bad, but I want to see.
Did you like the one where he went kind of evil and turned into like the big dragon? He got that is a good episode. Discord. Discord did something to him, or
no? That's the episode where it's his greed that affects him.
Yeah, his greed for other jewels. Yes.
I mean, personally, I would love to see an episode that really fleshes out Twilight and Spike's relationship, because I've always felt like the show's never really touched upon how does Twilight feel about Spike? How does she view him? Because she always refers to him as her number 1 assistant, but technically Spike is Twilight's closest friend. He's been with her since she was just a little filly, since she was a little girl. And I always feel like Twilight and Spike, it needs to be addressed. Just how is their relationship? Does Twilight see Spike as a son, a really close friend, a member of the family? It's never been discussed.
I was just checking at the link that you sent me, John. Is it a link to?
Is it a link to just a video on YouTube?
Yeah. So because I want to DJ, I would be so happy if I could be a brony DJ and do brony like the pony parties.
Oh, that'd be awesome either way, Lawrence.
Yeah, that link is a song called "I'll Fly."
Oh yeah.
And it's literally one of Rebecca's best songs. It's from season 5, so you've got that to come yet.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Yeah. I was like, I'm just going to quickly take a 5-minute break because being the naughty boy that I am, I desperately need a nicotine break, and I've got to go downstairs outside.
Okay, no problem, mate. No problem.
I can't smoke in my flat.
All right, man. Take your time.
Take your time. We'll wait. No worries.
We'll just nick your telly.
Yep.
I'm trying to find something.
When life gives you lemons, you can make lemonade. But life gave me 10 here, and my choice has long been made. No winter will come to Ponyville, I'll do it on my own. I will.
How are things in your neck of the woods, mate?
Same old. I just hope my dad doesn't open the door on a live stream. He's gonna have a shower by the sounds of it. That would not end very well for this live stream.
Why would he walk in naked?
No, my dad, yes. He probably won't realise that we're alive.
That's just terrible. Why would he do such a thing?
Well, yeah.
Come on. No idea where. There we are. Found it. I think this is it. Yeah, found it. Brilliant.
No, I'm
Hey,
alright.
John. How are you, mate?
All right, mate. Go to bed.
Go to bed. Go to bed. It's only 25 past 10.
Well, what's that? Eh?
Not late.
What are you flickering around at?
That's not me. That's our mate Lawrence. He's nipped out for a cig, so it's flipping back between him and
Lawrence.
Oh, right. All right.
I can do a dance. You really need to get that door sorted, mate. It doesn't even close.
Huh?
That door doesn't close.
It's not closed for a long time. The last time it did close, I wasn't able to actually get out the room, so they had to knock the doorknob and get it out that way.
I'm sure your dad just wasn't holding it shut.
Ooh, excuse me. We'll have to go to Clough Road, Sam. I really didn't realise we had a Smith's Toy Store in Hull. And Clough Road isn't far either. It's, I think Clough Road's East Hull, I think. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It's yeah, it's East Hull. By the looks of that map.
Oh dear me. It's all right, mate. We can go there and we can say, "Okay, Aria, awesome."
No.
While
Well,
wearing a
awesome
whole
because-
t-shirt.
Well, I see you awesome because we won the derby. So.
Just want to walk around East Hull wearing a whole FC t-shirt.
I do love this song, Sam.
Go on, play it, mate.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Is it clear enough?
It's pretty clear, yeah.
Life is me 10 here, and my choice has long been made. No winter will come to Ponyville. I'll do it on my own. I will keep you by my side, so I will not be alone. And I'll fly until the end of the sky. So I'll be the one who doesn't have to say goodbye. I'll see the sky forever, so we will be apart. I'll keep the weather warm for you, and the winter will never start. Where the makers peg aside, you make the seasons in the sky. I don't want to sabotage you, but you see I've got to try. No winter can come here now. I'll keep the warmth and the sun somehow. I'm sorry, pony, just have to be. All I need my friend and he needs me.
Hey, Lawrence is back.
Hello.
There's nothing gonna stop me now.
Lawrence, have you received your dose?
What?
Pardon?
Have you received your dose?
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
Good. You naughty boy, you should quit.
Yes, I know. I really want to. What got me started doing it was due to severe stress I was under several years ago. Concerning a job I had, but
Yeah, we've all been there, mate. Stress can hit you in all sorts of ways.
And I'm there now. Hmm. So, what else do you want to talk about? Anything?
have you guys got the Last Jedi DVD or Blu-ray on pre-order for tomorrow?
Yep, I have.
No.
I'll be getting up in the morning probably to go to Sainsbury's to go and pick it up.
Mine should be arriving by post.
No, I haven't pre-ordered.
You guys, are you going to be watching it tomorrow or?
More than likely.
Yeah.
Because I actually do have a plan. I'm going to watch it, and then I'm just going to do a video where I'm going to tell all the haters to shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Really, really.
It was a good film. I'd say it had some letdowns compared to The Force Awakens, but it was a good film.
Oh yeah. The only reason these people hate it so much because you spent 2 years writing it, and everybody's like, "We didn't find out who Snoke was. That's not right. And how can Rey's parents not be important? I hate this film." Shut up. We all know you pre-ordered it.
Yeah. But the thing is, I'm going to have it, plus because I liked it. Plus, I've got all the other. I've
I've got all the Star Wars films.
Yeah, I have as well. Even the Clone Wars film that was the pilot for the series. So, for the Clone Wars TV series. So,
I've got Clone Wars, and I've got the first 3 seasons of Rebels as well on DVD and the movies.
I haven't watched Rebels for a while. I need to get back into it. I haven't seen all of either Clone Wars or Rebels.
I've not seen a lot of Clone Wars. I've got the box set, and
Are you aware that Darth Maul actually comes back in Clone Wars?
Oh
Yeah.
yes. That literally, I have to admit, the Clone Wars fight between Darth Maul, Savage Opress, and Sidious is just awesome.
Yeah, that is good.
I love it as well how Maul, like before Sidious shows up, Maul's just sat on his little throne like, "I'm awesome, I'm the boss, I'm going to rule the galaxy." Then Sidious shows up. "Master, oh Master, please forgive me, Master. I don't want any trouble. Please stand up and be a man, man Maul. Not prepared to die. I love it. Just becomes a bitch as soon as Sidious walks in. But I love it. I love the storyline from Darth Maul in Star Wars Rebels as well. Not to ruin it for John, because I know you're not that far into Rebels, but the storyline for Darth Maul in Rebels is just brilliant. And I know they're doing a live-action Obi-Wan film. They have to do the Darth Maul fight in the live-action Obi-Wan film. They've got to have him have his fight with Darth Maul, because that finishes the story so well. They've got to do that in the live-action film.
Yeah, I heard rumours. What they were considering doing was either... There were plans for a Boba Fett solo film as well. I think they've scrapped that. And I would like to see that, but because I like Boba Fett's character. But,
yeah, I'd like to see the Bounty Hunter film.
Yeah. I also heard there was one also origin story when he was a lot younger.
Yeah, I've heard the rumor about that. There's been a lot of rumors about them doing that. I don't know how true that is, but I have heard rumors. So, I think one other thing that's definitely worth mentioning is, in regards to Star Wars in general, even though I like what I've seen in the teasers, I am a little bit apprehensive about the Han Solo film, because there's been a lot of rumors flying around that apparently Disney are a bit worried that it's not going to do very well. And
it is a big risk for them to take, I suppose, because Han Solo is like such an iconic character. Yeah. This is a younger version of himself, obviously not portrayed by Harrison Ford.
The other thing which I'm not too happy about, which has been rumoured, is that Disney have been considering for Episode 9 recasting Princess Leia and having someone else play her, which I think if they do...
No, that they can't. They cannot do that. They should just come up with a storyline in between explaining how she left somehow. It'd be better to do that. Have an off-screen explanation rather than have her replaced, or potentially, I don't know if they'd CGI her, like what they did with Peter Cushing in Rogue One.
I don't think they'll CGI her. I do know that Carrie Fisher did some very early scenes for Episode 9, shortly before she died, a couple of weeks before she died. She did do some very early scenes, and they have said that she will be in Episode 9 in some form, so we might at least have a brief background for her, which she may be in it for a limited amount of time. But I don't agree with replacing her, because I just see it as really respectful.
This was one of the issues I had with Episode 8. I mean, that scene where Leia sort of flies off into space, that would have been a really good exit storyline if she'd actually died. That's what people said. But obviously, if they'd filmed the whole film prior to her passing away, they probably couldn't do that. So,
yeah.
Well, when that actually happened, when that happened in the film, I will be completely honest. I actually thought that was her dead. I actually
I think everyone did.
Yeah, I thought they shot that scene, so she died. When she didn't, I was like, oh, right, well, that's interesting.
Yeah, she does like a Supergirl kind of movement to come back to the ship. Because she has the Force, has differently to Luke and Darth Vader. She doesn't use a lightsaber. She doesn't she doesn't like use the Force to make things come to her. She, all the telekinesis.
She's Force sensitive, but not Force adept. So she doesn't actually use the Force, but she can kind of manipulate it to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I mean, it was sad to when she died. Really, I mean, it was a great loss.
And her mother after, didn't she?
Yeah, she died literally a week or two after.
Yeah.
I mean, when she died, I didn't even know about it. I was at work, and obviously I knew she'd had a heart attack, and I thought she was in the hospital, and then it was just during work, and someone mentioned it, and I had to stop her. Like, hang on, Carrie Fisher's died. I thought she was okay, and he said no. It's just literally just been announced. She's died. I was literally real down for the rest of the day. I felt really sad. Felt really down about it.
Yeah, I think many were, to be honest. I mean, they're such iconic characters when, like, you know, when Han died, and when, you know, those moments when you think, you know, it's coming, when it does happen, you're like, holy crap, you know.
Yeah, what did you think in Rogue One with the way that they brought Grand Moff Tarkin back to life, kind of thing? Did you like the fact they did that, or
It was a nice touch. I think the CGI kind of was, you know, a little bit kind of, you know.
I assume the way they did, probably the actor was able to mimic Peter Cushing's voice, or if I don't know if they can like CGI voices yet, but
Well, they technically can. They just, you know, like probably take it from records and just digitize the voice.
yeah. Yeah, I've heard that Daisy Ridley's announced that I think after episode 9 she doesn't want to do any more, even though Disney have said their plans to do even more movies, potentially a further trilogy after episode 9. But this is where I think Disney, they're going to take it to, and they're going to continue doing stuff just to make more money and sell more merchandise.
Well, yeah, it's very likely.
Yeah, because you know, if there ends up being 20 odd movies, as if you think between the original 3, and then you got the special editions released in 1998, I think it was, and then that's what started. That's what then George Lucas decided to do the prequels, because I'd always had the plans to do the prequels to make it a 6-movie franchise, but then again the prequels just weren't that very good. There was like 30 years in between, or 20 some odd years in between the originals and the prequels.
Well, I've always the way I think like the first film, Phantom Menace, I especially enjoyed the final battle, the Duel of Fates, Obi-Wan Quaid,
Yes,
Darth Maul. That was brilliant. But all in all, the prequel films weren't that good. I always felt like the third film, even though we all knew the outcome, it was a bit of a letdown. I mean, I kind of, for example, Order 66, I would have loved for that to have been a lot longer and to actually see the fight in the Jedi Temple, to get to see Anakin, Darth Vader basically really fight a couple of Jedi. That would have been brilliant.
yeah. I mean, it didn't show him actually killing the Jedi Padawans. It showed him igniting his lightsaber. Maybe they probably didn't. To see him actually kill children would be a bit graphic for the younger audiences.
Well, yeah, it would have pushed it a little bit too far.
Yeah, I say the things I liked. I mean, in episode 2, I did like the fact that they explained Boba Fett's backstory, because like so many people wanted to hear more about him.
Yeah, personally, I wouldn't have done that because I think it makes more sense to leave him as like a mystery character. But I do kind of get why they did it, because it does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, and what was it? I did like the lightsaber fight at the end of episode 3. I think they did that really well, because they that's what everyone was waiting for.
Well, yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what I mean, yeah, Rogue One, was excellent.
Oh, that was brilliant. It was Rogue One.
The only thing I didn't really like, even though it wouldn't have made sense to have one, is they didn't actually have a lightsaber duel in the film. But I understand why they didn't do it, because there's no Jedi for Darth Vader to fight, only the ones that are in hiding.
Yeah, true.
You all right there, John?
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
Bit quiet right there.
Yeah, so just watching YouTube.
I have to say, have you heard the rumours that there's going to be, I believe it's Netflix who are supposedly going to be doing a Star Wars series?
Like a live action one?
Yeah.
Or a
live action.
Well, that would be great, wouldn't it?
Because I know Amazon are going to be doing a Lord of the Rings live action series, and the rumor is Netflix apparently have done a deal to do a live action Star Wars series.
You know this live action Lord of the Rings series? Is it meant to be canon with the movies or something separate?
The belief is it's going to be a prequel series that will be based off of one of the books.
Yeah, like around the Hobbit, sort of in between the Hobbit and that.
Before the Hobbit, apparently.
Yeah, I think Did you guys like the Hobbit films?
Yeah, I quite enjoyed them.
Yeah, I definitely don't think they had the same impact as They were good.
They were good.
The Hobbit films, the best one is The Desolation of Smaug.
Yeah,
because the way that Smaug just looks amazing.
Smaug.
It just looks incredible. He's an amazing dragon. He's so beautifully rendered.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I mean, the Hobbit films were good. I enjoyed them for what they were. But, yeah, you can't really take much away from the Lord of the Rings films themselves.
No. I remember kind of the whole thing about Lord of the Rings was there's kind of a competition between it, because the first Lord of the Rings, I saw the first trailer for the Lord of the Ring, the Fellowship of the Ring, when I went to go and see the first Harry Potter back in 2001.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know. I'd heard the story of the Hobbit because I'd seen it on stage, and I just asked my mum. Says, "Oh, mum, this looks good." And she says, "Yeah, that's the book series that comes after the Hobbit."
I've seen the Hobbit, the Hobbit Broadway play, if you will. I've seen that twice because Hull Truck Theatre have done it twice.
Yeah,
I'd love them to do it again, but they've not done it in years. I mean, the last time I saw it, I think I was about maybe 10 or 11. It's been probably a good 25 years since I last did it. I'd love to see another stage production of it.
Do you guys get to go down to London at all, or have you been to West End?
I've been to London. The last time I went to London, I think I was about maybe 12 or 13. I've only been.
You've not been for a long time then.
I went the first time I went. I was about 7 or 8, and I went for a week. And me and my sister and my mum and dad, we were staying with one of my aunties. And then the second time I went, I was about 12 or 13. I just went up for the day with my dad, and I've only been twice.
I've only been once, and that was about 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah. Have you guys been to the States before?
No. I've been to America.
I'd love to, but no.
Yeah, I've been to when I was about 9 years old. When I was 9, we went on our first trip. We went to New York for about 4 days, and then we all went to Florida for 10 days to do Disneyland and Universal Studios.
Ooh,
I was
cool.
19. And then when I was 16, me and my mum and my sister went on a bit of a round-the-world trip to see our cousins in Australia and New Zealand, and we stopped at LA and San Francisco on the way back. And then a few years ago, I went to New York with my dad. And then I was in San Francisco for 2 weeks during the end of the last World Cup around 4 years ago, because my dad was working out there. So I went and stayed out there for 2 weeks. They had some really great collector shops there.
Oh, I bet they did. I've been to Ireland, France, and Belgium.
Oh, yeah, I must say, my dad, he lived in Belgium. He still lives there partly, mainly lives in Poland now. I'm actually going to Brussels next month for 10 days to go and visit him and his partner. So,
I want to go to Poland. I'm planning to go to Poland next year because I want to visit Auschwitz.
Oh, yeah, it's good. Well, if you were able to come and there, maybe you could come and visit me with my dad. But but the thing is, where he lives, it's in the Polish countryside, literally in the middle of nowhere. So,
yeah, there's a few places I'd like to go. I'd love to go to Japan and China and South Korea.
I'd love to go to South Korea.
The closest I've been to Asia, I went to Singapore. That around the world trip. The first place we stopped at was Singapore. Do either of you guys play instruments? Can I ask?
No, I don't play. Never played any musical instrument.
I've got I've got a guitar, electric guitar, and an electric drum kit, but I've yet to really practice still.
Have you ever performed before?
What?
Have you ever performed before?
No, never performed. I'm not that good.
I'll tell you what, Lawrence. You if you want to talk about guitars and stuff, you need to speak to Jared.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard any of his music?
Is he the chap that you sent me that I had a chat with the other night?
Well, it's known as Wolfgang One on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I do know of him. Yes, I have heard of him. I have heard of Wolfgang One because
Yeah, if you want to talk music, you need to talk to Jared at TFN because his band actually played at Auto Assembly one year. They were really good. He's worth talking to because he does a lot of music.
Yeah, I've heard. I don't think I've seen his videos, but I've heard him. I've heard references said. I think God Pikachu mentioned him once or twice.
Yeah, he probably will.
Yeah. I say we've got no viewers. We've been on all this time. We haven't got any viewers at all, does it?
It happened. The problem is with YouTube in general now. There's so many channels and so many active users that it's very hard to build up a fan base of any sort now. I think I've got about, hang on, let me just check it. I can't quite recall how many subscribers have I got. I have got a total of I can't actually remember now how many. 139 subscribers.
I've got 18, only 18, but I did have 19, but I seem to have lost one. You know, as I said, I don't put pressure on myself to gain lots and lots of subscribers, and I do this because it's just something I want to do.
Well, yeah, it's the same. I mean, to be fair, I might actually have a look at it now because I've been meaning to have a look through my actual subscriber list and actually see because you can get the empty channels where they're just empty, but I don't think there's that many. Yeah, might do it another time.
Well, I've started now. I've just started to put a little bit more effort into my videos I used to do because I've started doing some editing on free mobile editing software.
The thing with YouTube in general as well is depending on the video, some videos can get 1,000 views and the channel might only have 50 subscribers.
Yeah.
A channel count can largely depend on what tags you use. The more tags you use that are relevant, the more people find the video.
Yeah. That's what they say, but it's never worked out for me, that.
Well, that's because I've basically been leading people away from you, and I've been telling people that John Knowles, just ignore him. He's some weird guy who rattles on about stuff. He's not cool. He's not awesome. It's not like Lawrence. Lawrence is cool and awesome.
Oh, now, John, you are awesome, mate. You're both awesome guys.
Is that a Power Ranger behind you?
Yes, on my shelf. I can't show him to you properly because he's blue tacked onto the shelf.
I thought it was. I was looking at the leg. I thought that's a Power Ranger leg.
Yeah, Mega Force Red Ranger. Yeah, there's Buzz Lightyear and there's Optimus Prime.
You're so lucky to have your own place. I'd love my own place.
Yeah, it will happen eventually. As I said, it took me. I was on a waiting list from the age of 21 to 27.
So you've only had that place what, 2 years?
Let's see, January, March, April. Roughly about 16 months now.
Not long then.
So, no. But it was the best thing that could be done for me. It was the best thing to become independent and confident and really, find a place in the world. Because, I was living with my mum for a long time. My sister's sort of flown the nest because she's in Liverpool at university. But, yeah, it's good to give my mum some space. And, I've got this place now, so...
It's just money. I just don't earn enough. I'm not on a live. To be frank, despite what the government says, a lot of people like me and John, we are not on a realistic living wage. We're on about half of what you really need to be on to actually support yourself independently. If I was on...
Do you want to get your own place, John?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well,
Did you guys ever consider like sharing a place?
Yeah, we have, but it's just we just don't have the income. Even put together, we still don't have the income. John, to be frank, John has more outgoings than I do because of his car.
Yeah. But I need my car to drive around and look for girls.
You literally have never done that.
I have, but it doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't because you drive at them. It doesn't work. You can't go, will you please go out with me? Because you like slam into them. It doesn't work like that. Here, take my mobile number. Oh, me, an ambulance, you.
Yeah. Oh, I think I might have mentioned this on TF Nation last year when we went out for that meal. I tell you that I actually auditioned for the TV show The Undateables on Channel 4.
No, you didn't mention that.
I think I did, but you probably don't remember.
That's an interesting.
I actually did do an interview online on Skype with the Channel 4 producer, but that's as far as I got. So it would have been funny, you know, getting. But so I think there's things I have to do first before considering finding a proper partner, and like sort out my sort of work situation and that kind of thing, and then maybe think about that.
Well, I'd like to get my own place. I really, really would. You know, I mean, I'm 29 this year, and you know, it's at the end of the day. Yeah, I am still young, but end of the day, you know, and I'd love to just get my own place, have that little bit of independence, really.
Yeah. The thing is that the place where I'm living now, well, the place I've lived in this town all my life, Market Harborough, but it's getting more and more expensive because of its connection to London, because it's only a ride from London. It's about 1,800 miles or something. And we've had a lot more people from London come to live here because London's, you know, too expensive for nearly everyone.
Well, that's part of the problem is affordable housing. I mean, where I live, it's, to be honest, Hessle isn't the problem with Hessle. It shouldn't be expensive, but it is because, for example, about 15, 20, probably about 10, 15 minutes away from where I live, they're building a load of new houses. They're absolutely tiny.
Yeah,
they're probably 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom kind of houses. And yet they're going for about 100 grand outside of first-time buyers' budget.
Jesus.
And that's nothing. I mean, my sister lives in Leeds now. She moved a couple of years ago after she finished uni. But she is house sharing now. She doesn't actually own her own place.
Yeah. My sister's doing the same. She had a place in Liverpool. She had a place on campus for her first year, but then for her second year, this year, she's had to go and, you know, rent a flat with her mates. So
yeah, the problem is that my sister was saying what she lives in Leeds. She was saying about a year ago they built a load of houses that were, quote, first-time buyer houses. The start price on the smallest house was 250,000.
oh my
No first-time buyers.
£250,000.
Yeah. $250,000, and apparently they were tiny. They had no gardens, and they were literally typical 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. They were really small. They were $250,000. They were not first-time buyer houses any means. Nowhere near. Oh, that poor cat! What are you doing to that poor cat?
She's got caught on a t-shirt. I can't get her off.
Mindy, you silly cat! What have you done?
Yeah, my mum's place, we have a cat. They have a cat as well. She's called Tinkerbell. She's a little tabby.
That's an awesome name for a cat. Like, get the hell off me. I did not want to be molested like this.
Oh. I'll try and get her off my t-shirt before she kills me.
Okay, wait for the screaming.
There you go. Silly cat.
Oh, bag. Did you just throw her?
No?
Hey, like, bag. It sounds like you just dumped the poor thing. I'm gonna wait to see you go by in a minute and run out your room. Unless you're just like happy to sit on your bed.
Oh. This computer chair really isn't comfortable. Oh.
This computer chair isn't that.
Do you have a desktop computer, John, or do you have a laptop?
Yeah. I've got
It's a real shit computer.
You've got a laptop.
I've got a laptop and I've got a desktop.
But you don't use your computer for game.
This computer can't even play games.
No, yeah.
You've got,
Like 20 years old.
You've got a PS4, so
Yeah, I have, yeah. Far superior machine. Oh, someone got a comeback for that.
I can think of something.
That's Sam. Do you have like an actual game seat? Because you can get console-like controllers for them now, can't you? Or do you just use the keyboard?
I just use keyboard, mate. I've never been able to kind of get used to controllers. I'm better off on keyboard and mouse. I need a new computer chair though. This one's literally got no padding anymore. It's that old. It's got no padding. It's real uncomfortable. I need to get a new one.
Yeah,
I get paid at the end of this week. I might have to look into getting another computer chair.
Yeah, I need to get another one because the only problem is they do charge quite a bit for them, don't they?
Well, you do for professional ones, but you know, I don't need anything major.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get them for what? Places you can get them for what? 50 quid? Some decent chairs.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, some of them are like this, like 140 quid. That's just overkill for a chair.
No, it's not worth it.
I mean, I
mean,
like 20, 30 quid. I don't need anything special. I mean, as long as it's comfortable.
Yeah, so say this one, it's got leather. It's a leather back, so it does actually feel quite comfortable. Except for the fact that if I lean too far back on it, it can end up going backwards. I can literally tip backwards if I don't. But the thing is, for years, because I have Asperger's, before I was taking this medication to sort of ease my rock up and down a lot, is like one of the symptoms a lot of people do is that they like to rock up and down when they're thinking. So I was doing that. And I'd often end up slipping on chairs or even going face forward or back on chairs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm on medication now, which helps me remain calm and focused.
Yeah,
I think Sam needs some of that.
Pardon?
I think Sam needs some of that medication to help him stay focused.
No, it's a medication called citalopram. It's an antidepressant. It's a form of an antidepressant. So
I've heard of it. Yeah, it's an adapt. Well, I say it's an adaptable thing. I mean, I know a few people have got Asperger's. I mean, I know it affects people in different ways, and
yeah, it can do. Yeah. That's one of the things I really did like about the Power Rangers movie. I like the way that they did that with Billy.
Yeah, Asperger's. I think that's why I liked it, because it brought it into a modern way. I mean, they were all very much modern teenagers with modern real life problems, and
they weren't the happy. They weren't the happy-go-lucky school teenagers.
It wasn't like, you're all Power Rangers. Let's all be friends and fight together. In reality, if you didn't know someone...
You saw them build their relationship.
Exactly, and it works. It works from a real-life perspective.
Yeah.
The only thing is, if they don't do the sequel, they're leaving it kind of open-ended because like they've talked about introducing the character of Tommy in the post-credits.
Yeah.
I really want to see the Green with Evil storyline told in this universe. You know, maybe Rita comes back, she passes on his coin to him. That's what I think. That's what most people want to see is, you know, the introduction of the Sixth Ranger.
Well, 100% people do want it. I honestly don't think we'll get a sequel. I don't think it'll happen.
Yeah, there was relying on the Chinese cinema release, though. That's the thing.
I assume that the movie went to Japan.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Power Rangers is based off. I don't know how well Japan knows Power Rangers because they own the original source material. I don't know if the Power Rangers series ever got aired in Japan, but because obviously Super Sentai is their own material.
I think majority of stuff that we show on our TV does get aired in Japan. I assume they'll probably might maybe do the American version of Power Rangers as well as we get, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we never. I mean, I think there was one like Tokusatsu show that was dubbed. That the only one that was obviously the ones we got, you know, were only the Americanized versions. Like there was Power Rangers, Masked Rider, Beetleborgs, VR Troopers, and there was also another. There was a really badly thing done more in recent years. I think of a Kamen Rider Dragon Knight series.
Dragon Knight, yeah, I've actually seen that. Well, maybe like 2 or 3 episodes.
I didn't think that was very good, but then again, Masked Rider wasn't really that good either. But
No, it wasn't.
the thing with Masked Rider and Beetleborgs, I know the overall plan was to literally have them completely integrate into Power Rangers, but they couldn't compete with Power Rangers. That's pretty much.
No, do you remember at the beginning of MMPR season 3, they actually introduced the character of the Masked Rider?
Yeah, they just crossed over, didn't they?
Yeah, and apparently what they were going to do was Masked Rider was going to carry on directly from there, but they made changes at the last minute because apparently the ratings for MMPR season 3 back in 1995 weren't going as well. So I remember watching it on Saturday mornings on GMTV. You know,
Mighty Morphin's actually the longest running series. It's 126 episodes.
It's 3 seasons, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they did the original movie with the series, so
I like the fact in the original Power Rangers movie they change all the suits.
yeah, I think that's why they made it non-canon.
Yeah.
But also they said that the movie got released in the States before it got to the point in the series where Jason, Zach, and Trini left and replaced with Rocky, Aisha, and Adam. So a lot of fans were confused when they saw the 3 new actors on screen. But the reason for that was that the actors those acting, John Tweed Trang and Walter Jones, just one day left the show because of money.
Yeah, I forget his name, the guy who played Billy, the Blue Ranger.
David Yost.
Yeah, didn't he leave as well due to mental health problems?
Yeah, because he said in an interview because it turns out he was actually gay, and he found out that the Saban producers were calling in the fellow cast members behind his back and questioning them about it, and even when they stood him directly, so he just walked off during Zeo.
Right, that explains why he's disappeared then after he was here.
Yeah.
His overall character, because I know it was very quick, wasn't it? It was just a case of he lost the ability to morph, so he gave his crystal to the new Ranger, then he just eventually.
Tanya. Yeah, Tanya was. I think overall, I mean, MMPR is the first series, but said that I did like Zeo, but I think Power Rangers in Space, many fans say that has the best story arc.
Well, it was the last. Was it the last one by Saban until Disney took over, or was it?
No. They were going to officially end in Space as the end of the franchise, but because the ratings for that was so high, Saban decided to continue with Lost Galaxy. But that's when they had it it still be canon, but not be a direct continuation from the original.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. In the middle of Wild Force, that's when Disney bought the rights from Saban, and Ninja Storm was the first full Disney season.
Right, I'm with you.
Did you have a favourite Power Rangers season, John?
Yeah, I love Mike Morphin. Zia, I like Zia. I like what else? Time Force. I like Time Force.
Time Force is great. Time Force. I think Time Force was a really good turning point for the show because they said that that's what they were trying to grow the show up a bit.
Yeah.
It was also the series that allowed them to connect it all because obviously it brought in the concept of time travel, and that's when you started having Rangers from other series like in the past show up.
And that villain, Ransig, was one of the best villains.
Right. He's an interesting villain because he's a result of circumstances. He's not evil because he's evil. He's evil because of his life was just a complete shitstorm.
Yeah, because he was rejected by people.
Exactly. No one cared about him.
He was born out of an accident in the science lab, kind of being half mutant and half human. But the strange thing was, one thing I never got. You know, at the end of did you see the Wild Force team up? The one before Forever Red, where they did team up with the Time Force Rangers. That all his mutated parts get completely healed.
I also like Dino Thunder as well.
Yeah, that was a good series.
I don't like RPM. That was.
I could never get into Mystic Force.
No.
Yeah, because it was kind of that Sentai Magi Ranger was kind of like very Harry Potter themed.
I didn't like not Megaforce. What was it? The other one where it was like based on like jungle animals and such.
Jungle Fury.
No.
Wild Force or
Wild Force. That's it. I don't like Wild Force. There's something about it where it just doesn't. You can definitely tell it was a Disney one. Possibly Disney was involved
I think
in that.
it was a big letdown after the success of Time Force.
Yeah.
I think my favourite arc, or my favourite Mighty Morphin arc, is the arc with the Gold Ranger. That has always been my favourite story.
That's from Zeo, isn't it? The Gold Ranger.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, Zia, yeah. But he's kind of like my favourite arc.
Yeah,
he's a real mystery character. You never really find out.
Yeah, you had Trey, who was like the alien being, and then when they brought Jason back, to temporarily assume the powers. I remember seeing that episode for the first time in 1996. I remember when I saw who the Gold Ranger Jason revealed himself. I remember, I think my jaw dropped. I think they're bringing him back.
I mean, the thing with Power Rangers is, I know, well, technically it's not called that over in Japan, but I know that it originally started in something like 1977 in Japan.
It did, yeah. Have you ever watched any Super Sentai then?
No, I want to. I've never actually watched it.
I've got seasons 1 to 4. Well, no, actually, well, not. I've got Zoo Ranger, which is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers season 1's footage. I've got Die Ranger, which is the footage from MMPR season 2, but they didn't use the suits, just the footage of the Thunder Zords.
Right.
And then I've got the season 3, which has the Alien Ranger suits in it, but they're actually ninja. They're human. It's a ninja theme series. And I've got O Ranger, which is Zeo's season, but I haven't collected the ones that have come out since then because Shout Factory released them all in North America.
Yeah.
And I bought lots of Tokusatsu stuff, like lots of Kamen Rider and Sentai stuff when I was in San Francisco, because they have this really good place called Japantown, which is basically a shopping center of just complete shopping center of collectors shops, basically.
Yeah.
I'd love to see some of those shops.
Have you watched any of it, John, before the original source material?
No, I've been meaning to. It's one of those things where, like I say, I grew up with the Power Rangers, so it's
the only original Super Sentai I've ever watched is the original Legendary Battle.
Yeah, of Gokaiger.
Yeah, I've watched that.
Yeah, that's actually quite good. Actually, I've seen that.
Yeah, much better than the American version. I think that Legendary Battle was a bit of a letdown.
Pretty weak when you compare it to the original.
Yeah, they had to refilm the whole thing, and
the thing is with the Legendary Battle, the English one or the American one, they left out a lot of characters. A lot of the actors wasn't actually there. There was just
I think they said there were 10 actors altogether that came back from 10 other Rangers. Like they had obviously they had Jason Frank, and they had Leo from Lost Galaxy, Carter and Dana from Lightspeed Rescue, Crone and Damon from Lost Galaxy. Yeah, I liked it in the extended version of the Legendary Battle. Before Crone puts her helmet on, her face turns to Astronomer's face. It tells us who she is, who she was, and they had Samurai Green and Yellow, Mike and Emily, and TJ and Cassie from In Space.
The only thing about the American Legendary Battle that released that I found really confusing is when Tommy shows up. When he first shows up as the White Ranger.
Yeah, I know. I didn't get that.
Ranger, which just makes no sense.
I suppose it's just to add some nostalgia so that he was two different Mighty Morphin Rangers, but it would confuse the younger fans, like the kids that just come into the show.
Because when he first shows up, he's got the White Ranger sword, and then later on he's the Green Ranger. But by rights, he should actually have been the White Ranger because the Green Ranger's powers would no longer exist.
Yeah, but I looked at a theory. I don't know if you remember in season 2. Do you remember that time that they had that story where Tommy got cloned and the other Rangers were sent back in time? Well, the theory there is that the clone still had his powers intact. So the theory goes that Tommy went back in time and got the coin off him.
Ah, right. Yeah, that would make sense.
Pardon?
Power Rangers, it's something. I don't think it'll ever die. I think it'll keep.
No, I don't. But I do think they need to go down the route of maybe doing a more a successful version. Maybe a reboot of for the older fans, and But I don't think the older fans will stop watching the current version. No. I mean,
wasn't there an attempt to do like a dark fan-based series a few years ago?
Yeah.
But it never really got off the ground.
No.
Because I know there was a teaser for it on YouTube. It looked really, really good, but they never got. I think they couldn't get Disney to let them give them the green light, so they never did it.
Yeah, but now that Saban have got it back, they'll probably because now Saban is now Saban, so they've probably expanded a bit due to their success because they were like an independent studio to begin with.
Yeah.
I'll just ask, not to get rid of anything. How long do you guys want to stay on for? I don't want to keep you up late if you've got to be at work or something.
I'm not in a rush, mate.
What about you? Do you have to get up early in the morning to work? Or
well, I'm at work, but it doesn't really matter.
Can you run on very little sleep, kind of thing?
Yeah.
Well, I'm at work, but I don't start till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm not exactly in a rush to get up.
No, same. I'm not in a rush. Well, if you want to get off Lawrence,
No. I'm just wondering. I was just wondering for you guys. Talk to you. Let's talk to you both.
Rush. Absolutely no rush.
I say, John, do you still play Dragon Ball Fighters? I haven't played it for a while, but
I've not played it for a while myself. I do like it. It's a good game, though. It feels. I just like the idea that they give it. It's a proper arcade, but with the Dragon Ball characters.
I love like Street Fighter and Tekken. Those good classic arcade classics that came to console.
Yeah, I do. But you can definitely tell. I think it's more based off Street Fighter, to be honest, with the very similar mechanics.
Do you still play the Digimon games on PS4? There's two. I've got Digimon Cyber Sleuth and Digimon World. Something. I've got both of them.
I've got the first Cyber Sleuth one.
Yeah.
It's
That was the first, because that was the first Digimon game to come over here in years, wasn't it?
Yeah, Bandai didn't really have much faith. They didn't really think it would actually sell well outside Japan. So they kind of apparently a lot of the actual fan base was really calling for it, saying that it's literally probably a really good game. And Saban finally listened, and I don't know if it was like a Kickstarter or Indiegogo thing or something like that somebody set up. But yeah, due to something, Bandai finally started to release them, and ever since then, there's been about maybe 3 or 4 games since that one released.
Yeah.
But it's also a good thing because it's also telling possibly the future of the Digimon series, because I know that I've not watched any of it and I can't remember the title of it, but there's a new season, a new Digimon series that came out in Japan last year, I think. It's completely, the art style is kind of like a mixture between now and the original adventure. It kind of has like a mixture between those two styles, but I've no idea if it has any sort of interlinking or if it's just its own standalone thing.
Yeah, because there's this crossover thing, isn't there? You have, I know this is a little crossover series, and we talked about it some, didn't we? I've seen bits of it, the Japanese stuff. You have like Tai, Davis, Staccato, and all the other characters, all the leaders come together.
Yeah. Well, that's it's called Cross Wars in Japan.
Yeah.
But we call it. What was it? I've forgotten the name of it now. But I quite like that. Essentially, Cross Wars. It was when I first watched it, I wasn't too sure about it because of the whole combining all of them, like combined together.
Yeah, I mean, because in Digimon Tamers, season 1 and 2 are a merchandise in that series.
Yeah,
so take the world where they're fans of the show, and
I like Tamers.
Tamers is it's very unique, and one thing
I loved.
It's dark.
I loved
the
Rika's
dark
character.
series.
Yeah, I loved Rika's character particularly. She's very. Huge step up from the other female characters, I think.
I really.
What?
I said I really like Renamon as well, but for no particular reason.
I'm loving Tri though. Tri is really good.
Yeah, I like Tri.
Yeah. So yeah, Genai is actually this sort of new Digimon Emperor.
Yeah, I've got 4s coming out at the end of April, I think.
Yeah, 20th, I think. I looked at the dates on Amazon.
I've got it pre-ordered.
I bought parts 1 and 2 on DVD, but when I went to HMV, they only had the Blu-rays of part 3, so I got the Blu-ray.
Yeah, I've got part 4 pre-ordered as well.
Is that going to be the last one, do you think?
Yeah, there's just 6 parts altogether.
All right, so we've got 2 probably coming out.
This
2 other.
All parts 4, 5, and 6 are this year.
Yeah. Then will there be a continuation from that, or should that probably be the last we hear from the Gen 1?
Tri is the official conclusion for Gen 1. It's the official ending for it.
Do you think they'll do a reunion for season 2's characters? Because
Well, there's something about that, isn't there? I mean, like, if you remember the first movie,
Yeah.
where you have that scene where they see Davis and that kind of getting attacked by something, and then they're kind of screaming. I've got a feeling that I think they're either being imprisoned by something, or maybe their Digimon was that virus has kind of attacked their Digimon.
Oh yeah, the Aboromon from the first that virus that was created by the Willers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of wondering if maybe, to be honest, I have heard people, because obviously all 6 parts have been released in Japan. All of them have been released, and people that have watched the actual English subbed versions that have already been released, like through whatever. Apparently, people that have watched them rather than the dubbed version or whatever, they've actually said that apparently the possibility that you might see Davis and you might maybe see a couple of the Adventure 2 cast, but I don't think they appear until later on in the movies.
Yeah.
Because obviously you've got to bring them in because you've got I know it's not him, but you've got Ken's avatar as the Digimon Emperor. So having him there, you have to, I would have thought, to make it more logical to bring in the actual cast that actually fought him alongside the Adventure 1 cast, you know. I mean, I understand that Adventure 2 actually shouldn't have really happened because all it was, Adventure 2 was literally just leftover concept ideas that they never used for Adventure 1. And because the reception for Adventure 1 anime was so great in overseas and also in Japan, they practically said, right, okay, we need to make another series. So Adventure 2 is in essence an OVA. And it's essentially, it's a series that interlinks some aspects of the original series, has links to it, but there's a lot of different plot holes, and you can definitely tell that it's a lot of, because apparently I heard as well, Davis and Yoli and all the gang were supposed to be in Adventure 1, but but due to it costs a lot of money to produce a series, and also with Adventure 1 being about, I think, what was it? How many episodes was it, Sam? Was it about 50?
56.
56. So 56 episodes for one season cost a lot of money. And when they're thinking about bringing in new other characters, that would cost even more because character designs.
Original set for season 1, originally the rumor is that it was going to be 100 episodes, but they couldn't afford it. Got cut to about 56 episodes.
So pretty much what they've done there is to split it in 2.
But obviously, because they had the first arc in the digital world, then they go back to the real world, and then go back to the digital world again.
I mean, I really like it. I really like Adventure 2. I mean, I like Davis, I like Yoli, and I like those characters. But I will agree, it doesn't live up to the special feeling that Adventure 1 was. You know, Adventure 1 was just this. Even though Adventure 1 anime was completely different compared to the manga source. Because obviously I've
never had a Digimon manga. I'm aware that they exist, but
they're extremely different. I mean, I don't know everything about them, but what I do know is the manga that's effectively the inspiration for Adventure 1 is massively different. For a start, in the original Digimon manga, there's only one human character, and that's the character of Tai, but he's completely different from his anime counterpart. And the other difference is that, from what I've read, it isn't a case of he's a destined, like Digidestin. He just somehow gets sucked into the digital world and gets trapped in this whole good versus evil thing that he doesn't want to be a part of. Like, it's just him with a load of Digimon that kind of stick with him. I've never really read it, so all I know about it is what I've kind of read about when I've looked it up, but I've never read the actual manga.
No, I've not read it either. I want to, though. I might see about picking some up sometime.
Yeah, I've got all this. I've got a lot of the Sailor Moon mangas. I've got some Pokemon ones, and I've got like many. Like I've got like One Punch, a couple of One Punch Man, and Dragon Ball.
I've lost count. I've got manga wise. I've got the whole collection for Dancing the Vampire Bund. I've got pretty much everything that got published for Negima. I've got Angel Parabellum, the whole set for Rosary Vampire, Season 1, Season 2. I've got all of Evangelion. I lose count. I've got a hell of a lot of manga. But, yeah.
Have you guys read any manga recently? It's been a while since I've picked up a manga, but
not recently. I need to basically read my Evangelion because I've got the final volume for that, so I need to really finish it all reading that or Evangelion.
What about you, John? Have you read anything? Or
well, I started reading the first. Well, I've got the first 2 volumes of Parasite, which is really popular.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm currently watching that on Crunchyroll as well, the anime, the sub version. I need to watch the dub as well because I think Funimation did the dub for it. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, I'm started reading Volume 1 of Parasite, and I've got Assassination Classroom, the first volumes of that as well. And I've also got what else have I got? I've also got the first omnibus of Planetes. Anyone? Do you remember that, Sam? Planetes?
Yeah, can't say I've heard of it.
Planetes was an anime that was dubbed and completed, and it aired on Toonami back in the day. And Planetes was pretty much, it was just space. It was about a young lad who was pretty much a part of this crew that was kind of like, I think, repair or maintenance workers or something on this space station or something. And it's a really good series. I want to get the anime really badly, but I've got the first omnibus of the manga. I need to read that. I've also been reading, I know this is going completely off topic here, but I've also got the what is it? Is it Compendium?
You're a man on a mission there. Eating that wagon wheel.
Yeah.
It's like, what's to eat wagon wheel? Like, you've been eating wagon wheels all night, man. Really hell. Like, you're craving wagon wheels.
It's just like, I want to go to bed. Oh, no. But yeah, I've got quite a lot that I need to start reading. And also I've got the book for Ready Player One that I need to finish.
You collect the MLP comics at all, or?
No, I've not got any of them yet. I mean, I'm to be honest, I'm not sure whether I will, to be honest, because I haven't really got enough room for it all. So I think what I'm thinking of doing is maybe see if I can read them online somehow.
I've been doing it on my e-reader. I've got a few of them. I need to really go back to them though, because I'm a bit behind now. But they're worth reading, because the thing with the MLP comics, they're actually completely different. It's an entirely different story. For example, in the comics, as you probably all know, Nightmare Moon is completely. Nightmare Moon's an entity in the comic. She's not just like another side to Luna. She's a completely separate entity that possesses Luna. And that's how you get the whole Nightmare Rarity arc, which is really worth reading. It's a really good story.
She's a spirit that can possess different ponies.
Yeah, pretty much. Be interesting to see what would happen if that happened to Spike and he got possessed by Nightmare Moon. That'd be interesting.
Why doesn't Spike have his dragon wings? This is
that is actually going to get addressed in season 8.
Yeah.
They've confirmed in season 8 he will actually get his wings. So there's going to be a big episode about Spike at some point.
So, let's just say, back to TF Nation. What is it we'd like to do when we go to Birmingham on the Friday, maybe?
Well, I'm going to go to an awesome place that does ramen. and I'll no doubt be buying some anime and maybe going to Build-A-Bear.
Yeah, let's say, should we go back to HMV and again? And
Oh yeah, we'll probably go there as well because they've got a really decent selection of anime.
yeah, I don't know whether I don't normally. I wouldn't want to bring anything with me. I don't know if I should pick something up. Maybe that should want to get signed. Maybe might pick up a Rescue Bots DVD for the chap from Rescue Bots to sign or get the cover signed. I don't have any Rescue Bots on DVD anyway, so.
Have I got it? No, it's not there. No, just looking because I've got Robots in Disguise, the original Robots in Disguise series on DVD.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I've got that. So I might bring the first season to get signed, maybe. But I don't usually really bring anything these days to get signed. I used to bring my Transformers Vault. I used to bring my Transformers Vault with me, but it was just such a bulky thing to be carrying around when you've got like loads of toys in your bags as well, and it just weighed me down.
Or did you ever do any trading there? Or
no, I've never traded. No, I've never done that.
Nah. As I say, it's good that there were a few sort of traders around on the Friday, so that you can buy something if you get really, really desperate.
They did do at one point at Auto Assembly, which is a pretty bad mistake. I don't know if you remember, John. I think it was 2015. Or it was either 2014 or 2015, where on the Friday evening where we were going to do the Transformers film, they decided to open up the dealer's room for an hour on Friday night, and it was a lot of people literally blowing all the money in like an hour and having nothing to spend.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a bad idea. To be honest, I think that was.
Wasn't that the year where Tony spent all his money and spent Saturday begging for money off everyone? Sure, it was, because I remember there was one year where he literally had no money and he was just begging for money off everyone.
I think that was the year where he also got his masterpiece Soundwave.
Might have been.
Because that figure's been out for at least 2 years now.
Right. Yeah. We've got to do a BronyCon. All three of us. We've got to do a BronyCon.
I think we should, yeah. Please excuse me just for a few minutes.
Okay.
I'm going to boil the kettle and maybe scan
more wagon wheels, aren't you, Lawrence?
No, all the ones I've got down beside me. They're nearly finished. I'm probably just going to do myself a pot noodle, I think.
Cool. Go ahead.
I did myself some very nice spaghetti earlier.
Still with me, John?
Yep.
Good.
Who is that character above your head?
That one?
Yeah.
It's not a character. It's just a generic picture.
Oh, okay.
I've got two. I've got one of the same character, if you will. One there, and then I've got one here. That's this one.
Oh, right, cool. Yeah.
I bought them about 5 years ago from, I think it was Auto Assembly. It was interesting because there was about 5 years ago, Auto Assembly, there was a seller there that wasn't selling Transformers, but was selling just purely Japanese inspired artwork, and I got those.
Yeah, I remember that. I think that was the year where that writer came that fell out the taxi that year.
Yeah, David Wise.
Yeah, I think so.
Sure, it was David Wise.
Yeah, David Wise. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
How long have we been live for anyway?
Well, nearly 2 hours, I think.
Starting to get a little bit of lag on this now on my end.
Yeah, well, technically we can go all night on this because the Google Hangouts chat thing, it has a maximum of 8 hours, so you could pretty much go all night.
I don't know why you would want to do that for 8 hours.
Well, it's probably more of a conference feature than anything, considering you can have multiple. I don't know how many people you can have on one of these on this, but it's probably a conference thing. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Bite into it. I still didn't care. It was gross. It's important to be extra patient and kind with senior citizens, but man, can they say some dumb shit sometimes. I just don't understand how you people stay in business. No one ever offers me a better deal on anything. I finally bring a coupon in. A coupon is supposed to make things cheaper, but it's still expensive, and no one's giving me a discount. I just don't understand. Clearly, you don't. Ma'am, coupons are specific things. I kid you not, she was trying to buy clothes with a coupon meant for shoes. Granted, it was for the same store, so kudos for that, but coupons don't allow low prices on everything available. It's not a mix and match game, lady. Again, I recognize you have to be extra patient with older people, but does that mean you have to do everything they want just because they can't read? Meanwhile, at the gas station, I need $20 for that pump over there. She points to the several cars at the pumps without even looking at them. When I ask her to be more specific, her response is classic. The white one over there? I'd like to point out that at the time there were 3 white cars at the pumps, none of which had people around them, and once again, she pointed in their general direction as opposed to a specific vehicle. You do know the pumps are numbered, right? Didn't you watch Sesame Street? 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth? It's right in front of your car. All you gotta do is give it to me and I can help you. But no, I suppose guessing is just as well. And hey, if I get it wrong, someone else will get free gas. Isn't that nice of you? My son has been wandering around the store for like 10 minutes and you did nothing to help him. What is wrong with you? Let me make this abundantly clear. I'm not a babysitter. Where does it say on my goddamn name tag the words child care professional? It doesn't, because I'm not his goddamn nanny. My job is to stand here, be polite, take people's money, give them their change and their stuff, and go home. Not keep an eye on your spawn. And while we're on the subject, where the hell were you? 10 minutes is an awful long time not to alert anybody that there's a problem with your kid. And finally, I'm a cashier. My job is to stay at the front. You know there's people out on the floor that can help you with this, right? God! Was there ever a time where customers weren't a bunch of creepy, crying, hands-need-holding, entitled little dependents?
Oh, yeah, hello.
I think Lawrence killed himself.
Bloody hell, I hope not.
All I heard was a... I think the pot noodle attacked.
The attack of the pot noodle. You all right there, Lawrence?
Yes, I'm here.
Good. We were a bit worried. We had a noise. We thought the pot noodle might have turned savage.
Just breaking it up before I put the hot water in.
Fair enough.
Wouldn't it be great if you could send food over in an email attachment? I'm hungry. I want pizza. Please send me pizza. Knowing my luck, I'll end up with the most horriblest pizza in the planet, with the topping choices you would never put on a pizza. Is you still met? Can you still hear me all right?
Yeah, you fine, mate.
Good.
Fine.
Good. Mindy Pussy's back. Ow.
Okay.
Well, this is a...
John, let me know. I don't know. Can you hear? Can you hear this?
Yes.
Right. There's a video put up by Maluminous that I think you need to listen to. Basically, titled take it with a pinch of salt. Pinkie Pie confirmed as next Alicorn.
Yeah, I've already watched that.
A weird situation here, because just a little while ago I did a video about Fluttershy being an alicorn, or at least a unicorn. Well, here's the thing. All right, so we have 2 more seasons, and we know that they're going to have to wrap up G4 and these new seasons here. Season 8 and Season 9. And well, pretty much everything that's going to happen in Season 8 is already laid out for us. Season 9 is still kind of open to interpretation because they're changing stuff to link it with Generation 5. But according to the Game Loft app, which has been notorious for leaking some things in advance, Pinkie Pie is an alicorn, and it's like an alicorn mode, kind of like how we've seen it be done in the fandom. She's longer like Celestia, and she has the full wingspan. Keep in mind that Pinkie Pie is actually changing again in Generation 5 to be a Pegasus, which is a joke that we've made for a while, seeing as how there's Surprise, which is just a recolored Pinkie Pie. This is kind of old news, but I think it's something to actually think about. The end state of MLP has to come here eventually, and there is the movie that ties together G4 and G5. If you remember, the show writers did explicitly say Twilight Sparkle will not outlive her friends. So either Twilight becoming an alicorn doesn't make her immortal, or it does make her immortal and the rest of the elements of harmony will also become alicorns. It does make sense. These are the first people to experience this kind of situation. They've saved the world multiple times, and they represent...
Well, that's a theory. I'm aware that people have been thinking about all the main 6 becoming alicorns, because don't forget there was about two-ish years ago there was the whole Build-A-Bear phenomenon, wasn't there? Where you had was it Rarity and Applejack alicorn showed up in Build-A-Bear about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And Hasbro never had any official word on it, and they were official releases, but it was just a bit odd, and there was never any word from Hasbro about if they were meant to be hinting at something. You any thoughts on that, Lawrence?
What's that?
We were just talking about the future of MLP and how it's possible the main 6 will all become alicorns.
Yeah.
Because that might be the only way you can truly end it.
Yeah. So they'll all end up with wings, or... Yeah.
To be honest, I really can't see them finishing that season 9. It really doesn't seem plausible. Because the amount of story, the amount of development that they've still got to do with certain characters, and also with another 2 movies, theatrical movies coming out, which are possible sequels to the first one, it doesn't make sense because you need at least a series to somehow keep it all canon, to keep it all close knit and knitted together. And then season 8 and season 9, it's not going to work, is it?
No.
Not if they can't maintain the canon with the theatrical movies. Or would they do a movie that considerably starts the next reboot of the show if there's going to be one?
Interesting. Well, I mean, season 8 takes place literally after the events of the film, so that's pretty much all there. It's entirely possible that Gen 5 will have a prequel, which will be a film that will end G4 and start Gen 5. Because Hasbro have confirmed there's going to be 3 films. So, I don't know. It's just all up in the air. Personally, I actually think a lot of the leaks are fake, because some of them I actually know, some of the leaks that people have been talking about are actually clearly early concept designs for the film. Because one of the designs for Rainbow Dash, which is supposed to be the Rainbow Dash to Gen 5, is actually based off an early concept design for Queen Nova for the film. So I'm convinced some of these leaks are just like early concepts art. They're not for Gen 5.
Yeah. So I need to get watching the series more to get properly caught up and everything. I've watched quite a lot in a short space of time, but
it's always worth doing. I mean, I caught up pretty quick when I first started watching it, so it won't take long. And I mean, probably where you're at the moment, Lawrence, since you're only on season 4, I wouldn't be surprised if by the time you finish season 7, season 8 will probably be at the halfway point, because you always have a mid-season break. They tend to go on a break around about late June and then come back in August. August. So they'll go on mid-break about late June and come back sometime early to mid-August.
Yeah. Well, I'm guessing we will probably hear something if they're going to continue it for at least maybe a season 10. I mean, quite frankly, if there is going to be officially 3 3 movies based on Friendship is Magic.
have you got your MLP plus? Have you got your Rainbow Dash plus with you there, John? Or?
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah.
You say you keep yours in your room, don't you, Sam?
Yeah, there's no room here really for them. I keep them upstairs in the bedroom.
Yeah,
I've got a little bit of MLP stuff in here, but it's just most of my.
Have you got the shiny dust on her face, John? The sprinkle on her.
No.
Yeah. Did you put the talking thing in her foot? So.
No, I didn't. It's just got a heartbeat thump.
What other plush? You say I know you're on about getting a Tempest. What other ones would you like to get?
I'd like to just get as many as possible. I mean, I'd like to maybe get myself a Tempest. I'd like to maybe get who else?
The CMC are pretty hard to get. They had a limited run, the Cute Mark Crusaders. He had all 3 of them at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they could bring them back because they were limited for maybe about 6 months or something, but they did do the CMC at one point.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I haven't
Apple
got.
got him and the other two. Oh, what about the Crusaders? Will they ever get their cutie marks, do you think?
I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, we're not going to say anything, mate, because you're going to keep watching. We're not going to say anything about that. Keep watching. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
You're not far away. You're not far away from it all.
Yeah, you're not far away from something quite important for the CMC. Season 5. I think it's about. I can't remember what episode it is, but it's about mid-season of season 5, about halfway through. There's a really, really important episode for the CMC. You'll really like.
Have you guys watched any Disney movies recently, or?
Not recently. I think recently I watched Moana again, but that's recent.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
my favorite is Lion King. My all-time favorite is Lion King.
Yeah, actually, earlier today I was looking at some of the fictions, well, kind of the canon stuff that's in storybooks about the characters, like about Scar's backstory, about how he ended up how he was.
Yeah.
Apparently, his birth name was actually Taka, but he wanted to be called Scar. He apparently got his scar off a buffalo that head butted him.
They've kind of brought Scar back, haven't they, in the Lion Guard series?
Yeah.
I haven't watching that. I think I watched the first few episodes of it, and then I kind of just stopped.
See, it takes place in between The Lion King 1 and 2, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it doesn't actually make any sense because, Simba does not have a son, so it makes no sense.
Yeah, well, one of the rumors I've heard is like with Kion, is rumors that Zira might have killed him. And that explains why in The Lion King 2, he was protective of Kiara. Zira might have found Copra and killed him.
I suppose you could say it's possible, but I mean, one of the reasons why the Lion Guard's not liked very much is because a lot of people see it as an attempt to rip off MLP. Because they've all got effectively cutie marks, so they kind of see it as a bit of a rip off. I mean, I never heard that theory actually. I mean, I have heard that theory. Yeah, not that Zira killed him, but there is a theory that the reason why he's not in Lion King 2 is because he is dead, which I suppose would make sense. But then, by rights, I'd be interested to see how they're going to link it all in, because you'd have to link Lion Guard into Lion King 2 at some point.
Did you ever see The Lion King 3, the Timon and Pumbaa film?
No, don't intend to.
Yeah. I've seen it. It's crap.
I enjoyed it when I first watched it, but it's doesn't really make any sense at all.
Lion King 2, to my knowledge, is I think the only good Disney sequel.
Yeah. That's a good one. The Return of Jafar was the first one, the first straight-to-video sequel.
Didn't see that one.
There's Return of Jafar, Aladdin and the King of Thieves. The other ones like Mulan 2 and that, they're really not very good. Mulan 2, Pocahontas 2, Hunchback of Notre Dame 2.
The thing with Disney is a lot of the sequels are just really bashed together just to try and make a bit more money.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
I forget what the studio's called. I've got the DVD here. Lionsgate, that was it. Have you ever heard of the film Alpha and Omega?
Yes.
Yeah, that film is a typical example of how a studio can create sequels to churn out money. The first Alpha and Omega, I really, really like it. It's a really good film. But it's got about 3 or 4 sequels now, and all of them are just straight to DVD crap that haven't really got anything to do with the original film. You two and your Rainbow Dashes. I haven't really got mine. I suppose I have got my Lunas though. I've got little Luna here.
Would you get a Rainbow?
Well, I don't see why not. It's not like I don't like the character. I mean, Luna's my favourite, but nothing against Rainbow.
Yeah, the thing, Lawrence, right? She's the best pony.
I do like her personality. I think Pinkie Pie's got the best personality out of the main six, kind of.
And also,
she's so happy and jumpy.
How's your fan fiction coming on?
Oh, I haven't done anything for it recently. But I'm kind of putting it together in my head.
I do that a lot. I've got an MLP fan fiction that I've got a lot of drafts for, but I've not touched it in about 2 years, and I keep meaning to really write it up and really get into it, but I just haven't got around to it yet. I've got about 4 or 5 drafts, parts of the story, but I haven't got around to writing it all up yet.
So, yeah, this is my wingless Princess Cadence. I bought it second hand, and I didn't realise at the time she didn't have her wings. But yeah, if you look here, it says whoever's owned her first took her wings off. But she still looks quite nice.
I've been meaning to read there's actually an official book written that explains how Cadence became an Alicorn.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called, but it's official canon. It is canon. It's all part of how she became an Alicorn. There's also, apparently, it's supposed to be done in the comic series as well. There's a story about how she became an Alicorn in the comic series. But there's an actual official book that was written which actually explains how she became an Alicorn. Apparently, it's similar to Twilight. She basically did some form of...
And none of them actually born Alicorns, then? Is it something they earn?
Well, that's kind of the debate, because the debate is... It's been hinted at in the show that you have to earn it. However, it's kind of hinted that Celestia and Luna were born Alicorns, even though there's kind of a little bit of a hint that they weren't, but no one's really sure. Personally, I believe that they were born Alicorns, and it is possible for other ponies to become Alicorns like Twilight and Cadence. I don't know if we'll ever find out in the series about Luna and Celestia's past, but I'd love to see more of their past, even though you've never really seen it.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, that'd be good, because they're both sort of, well, they're kind of not the lead characters, but they're kind of the guardian characters that...
Well, guardian being a strong word, mate. I mean, they don't really do a lot in the way of guardianship. I mean, Twilight and the Friends tend to do everything. I mean...
Yeah, they do, yeah.
There is a theory that Celestia is the true villain of the show, because in a way, she has been manipulating Twilight for years. Even Twilight becoming an Alicorn was pretty much instigated by Celestia. It didn't happen by chance or by luck. It happened because Celestia had effectively been leading Twilight down that path purposely.
Yeah, it could have all been a setup then, kind of thing.
That's what people believe.
Kind of like thing for Twilight to succeed where she couldn't, kind of thing.
In a lot of ways, in a way, Twilight has succeeded where Celestia failed. Because I mean, she's done so much. I mean, she bought Luna back. She, conquered Discord. She's done a hell of a lot. She has done more than Celestia. But I mean, I know John's got a theory that Celestia and Luna's powers are weaker than they used to be because they're no longer connected to the elements of harmony. Which is a pretty interesting theory.
Yeah.
But we might see more of their past. We might not. I want to see more Celestia Luna episodes because there's only ever really been one episode, and that was season 7 where Starlight Glimmer gets summoned to Canterlot to solve a friendship problem, and it's Luna and Celestia. That's the only episode I think where they've actually had them as the characters of their own episode.
Yes. It's going to be interesting to see what the development with it all is. I mean, like I say, Gen 5 is all just speculation. Nothing's been 100% confirmed. So for me, I personally think we're going to see more than just 9 seasons, and I hope we do. You know?
Well, it's quite possible.
I mean, it really doesn't make any sense unless they've managed to kind of answer a lot of questions within just 2 more seasons. Then fine, I've no problem with it ending at 9. But it seems a bit strange finishing it on such an odd number, which it is. You know, season 9 is an odd number, or 9 is the odd number. So it makes more sense of continuing it to at least maybe 1 more season, because then you can kind of put the second film can then come in between the production and everything of, you know, 8 and up to 10. You know, you could easily squeeze a second film in there. And then if the third film is going to be like the film that ends it all completely, or if it's going to be somehow something to kind of bring it into Gen 5, then I don't know.
Gen 5 will happen. I don't know if you've heard about this, Lawrence, but apparently one of the big rumours about Gen 5 is that it's actually going to be basically aimed at older fans. It's going to have older fans in mind. So we're not talking like adults, but more like young teens, like maybe 12, 13, 14, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I guess time will tell them, you know, because like the whole Equestria Girls side of it, that is going to be continuing. Past Gen 4, apparently they've got a lot of stuff planned for Equestria. Are
they going to do like an Equestria Girls series, or is it just going to be films? Like?
There's currently a series for it airing at the moment. There's a mini YouTube series for Equestria Girls, and apparently there's possibly some more feature-length movies as well. But I'm guessing it's all up in the air because essentially Equestria Girls is connected, it's canon with Friendship is Magic. So
yeah, I mean, Lauren Foss confirmed that I think just after the second film, and they've pretty much tied it all in with the YouTube series they're doing. I mean, you've already had. I mean, an interesting thing. The only thing is though, the Equestria Girls universe has not yet been mentioned in the mainstream MLP series. They've never mentioned it.
Mm.
I do know they've connected it all together in the recent Forgotten Friendship, but they've never mentioned it in series directly.
Together and start working on that school.
I'll be honest, I avoided Equestria Girls for quite a while, largely because I felt like it wouldn't be very good because it was just humanised characters, and I felt like it won't be very good. It'll be a spin-off, and it won't be that great. And eventually I just thought, you know what, it's on Netflix, I'll just watch it. And I thought, actually, it's pretty good. And then I think Rainbow Rocks is the best one. That's the best Equestria Girls film.
Yeah. What was it? I've noticed in MLP, like Hasbro, they've put in like sort of Transformers reference with some sound effects.
Yeah, they did it in the film when they had the microphone unpack. It did the Transformers noise. Yeah, they did. Have you noticed? There's actually a really subtle one. I don't know what season it is, but there's an episode where they have a really, really subtle reference to Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Birds have a choice to make. You can let some cloven-hooved storm king tell you how to live your lives, or you could be awesome again. Rainbow Dash, this really isn't a good time. I know the world can't get you down.
Oh yeah, I know this.
Don't work out quite the way that you thought. Feeling like all your best days are done. Your fears and doubts are all you've got. But there's a light shining deep inside beneath those fears and doubts. So just watch them and let it shine.
And this is why she's the best pony.
Time to be awesome. Awesome. It's time to be
I like that bit where Twilight's being like moody little sod, and like she just kind of like leaves the table to let him just dance.
Yeah.
It's quite funny.
Do you still watch the Pokemon, John, sometimes, or like X, Y, and Z, or?
Yeah, actually, I mean, I've started watching Sun and Moon series, which has just got on Netflix. So I've just been starting watching that, and I quite like it, actually.
Do you still play the DS game, or?
No, not really. I haven't really been playing it. You know, the early game that I got recently for it was my Sonic game I got.
I haven't watched Pokemon in years. I have got the Pokemon I Choose You film. I've got that. I haven't watched it yet, but I have got it.
That's good.
That is very good. It's yeah, all I'm gonna say is that it's essentially kind of an original story, but based around the whole original series. They actually introduced 2 new human characters that wasn't even in Indigo League, which is season 1.
Oh, awesome! I'm quite charming.
Dapper's the name. Charming's my game. So, to the hippos then?
I don't know if we should trust him. He could definitely use a friend out here.
You know what? Little Cotton Candy here is right. And if I do say so myself, this town is not a nice place for little fillies all alone.
I mean, one thing I liked about the movie is I just love Tempest. I mean, her "I Choose You" song was it? No, "Open Up Your Eyes." That's it.
Yeah, quite a meaningful song, really. Imagine you cross that over with "I Choose You," though.
Yeah, I did.
I choose you. Yeah, some sort of weird Pokemon reference, but yeah, that is a really quite meaningful song as well. The fact that they actually slot her origins into that song sequence is pretty clever.
It's time you learned a lesson.
I say her voice actress, she's actually British, isn't she?
Yeah.
Don't ever
Yeah, because it's the same woman. Yeah.
everybody else in this or any other land. I once hoped for face among my kind, but those were the childish wishes of someone who was blind. Open up your eyes and see the world.
Also, something I found out was quite interesting, right? You know, obviously, all of you will know the Pony Got the Beat song that comes in when the film starts.
Yeah.
You do know that isn't just for that film, right? You know that Pony's Got the Beat song, right? That was at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Right, and you do know, right? That song's actually been used in another animated film.
Yeah, Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah. Oh, I never watched Jimmy Neutron. But...
There we go. Hopefully you should be able to hear it once it plays. Don't you hate it when you've got these stupid adverts every time you click them?
In some cases, it gives you the option to skip them after 5 seconds, but...
Yeah. Can you hear it?
Yep.
This is Jimmy Neutron's version. Very similar. But obviously it's rewritten as well.
Oh, yeah. So have you guys watched the MLP movie several times, or in total I've watched
it about 4 times.
I've watched it about 4 or 5, possibly. Yeah. 3 in cinema, 2 since I bought it.
Yeah, I think I've done it about 2.5 or something. Started watching a bit of the movie when I watched it on my digital copy. But I watched it when I got the DVD, and then again when I got the Blu-ray. So.
I think we've been on for over 2 hours and nobody's really gotten involved with it on YouTube end.
I've been looking to see who's available, who we know, to see if there's anyone that might be interested in joining us. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Days of old, John. Remember the Skype nights?
Oh, yeah.
Like so many people on that it just became a crashes of voices and you didn't really know who the hell was talking to who.
Oh, yeah.
Like 12 people on it sometimes. It's like you know who the hell you're talking to. Skype's kind of irrelevant now. It's not really even, it's kind of irrelevant when you look at all the new systems you've got now and all the stuff you can do with like YouTube and Facebook and Google and all that kind of stuff. I know Skype's still used, but yeah, systems like this are probably more common.
So I first discovered YouTube back in late 2006. I was just looking for a website to play music on, videos on and stuff. But
I discovered it about 2005, I think just after it launched. And I was at school. I can't remember how I found it, actually. I just came across it somehow. And actually, to be honest, I actually preferred the original YouTube design to the now current one, because the original YouTube design was actually much more user-friendly and had a much more better build on community. Because the original build for YouTube, whenever it says somebody uploaded a video, it would actually show you what was new. So you'd say you just went onto the main page, it would actually show you what were the more recent videos that have been uploaded within the last, say, hour. And I think because of that feature no longer being there, a lot of people like small YouTube channels are missing out on a lot of views because they're no longer being advertised by YouTube.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it?
I mean, if you don't sign into YouTube, it does show you what's trending, but it doesn't give you an up-to-date kind of log on what's more recent. It just gives you what's trending on the popular channels and what on the paid-for channel and all that stuff.
Yeah. I've heard that some people can actually buy fake views.
Yeah, they can. I don't know how you do it, but yeah, people can buy them. Realistically, you could cheat really easily for free. All you'd have to do is just continuously refresh the page. Because every time you refresh a page on YouTube on a video, it counts as a view. So you can refresh it 1,000 times and you get 1,000 views.
So I try not to look back over my own material as often as I can. It's a bit...
Yeah, I do the same, just to avoid any non-gained views, if you will.
dear me.
Yeah, you guys getting tired or?
I'm good.
Yeah, same here.
I don't know what this Attack of Solo 90 is, but it's just popped up as live now. I've no idea what it is.
Yeah. The Hobbit, because I'd seen it on stage, and I just asked my mum. Said, "Oh, mum, this looks good." And she says, "Yeah, that's the book series." Oh, are you going back over the video?
Yeah, just checking over it, seeing how it is. Yes. Just checking over it, seeing how it is.
I tell you so much, John. We need to go to that Krampus place in Hull, that dessert place.
Oh yeah.
Caspass. God, I gotta go there. Oh, I had a look at the menu today on the website. Wow, they do some nice looking stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Favourite places I like in Leicester, we have a good noodle bar. And dessert places, there's recently been a new donut place that's opened.
I love noodles.
Yeah. Do you remember the little thing at Digicon, the thing outside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had 2 portions on that day for lunch and dinner.
Yeah, blame you, mate.
Something.
Sent you a link there, Sam.
Did you?
When you go to York, that's something you need to do.
So you're going away to York for a few days, then, Sam?
Yeah, June.
Yeah, when you gonna? Is it Scarborough you're gonna go to, or?
No, just York. Just gonna see some of the museums.
I haven't been up there, I think, since 2009. I don't think.
I've not been for a while. I keep meaning to go because it's only about 40 minutes to an hour up the road by car. So thinking about maybe going for a drive sometime because I'm off. I've got some time off coming soon, so might see about it sometime. Just because we went to see the film, all of us, I think I've just come up with a really, really fitting song.
What?
I'll be playing it in a minute. Let me find it.
What film are you talking about? Sorry.
Here we go. If it plays.
Yay.
I'm gonna take it.
Is this from MLP? Or?
No, this is Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ready Player One. It's off the soundtrack.
This is
That was a great song to play when you've got Iron Giant smashing shit up and you've got a massive mechanized Gundam around as well. Seriously, right? I was looking around and anxiously waiting for that Gundam to show up, and I was like, please don't be just a trailer thing. Please don't be just a trailer thing. And then literally, as soon as I saw that guy, that Japanese kid, that's crouched down, and I thought, yeah, he's it. That's it, isn't it?
Yeah, trying to think. I did like the girl's character.
Yeah, I liked her. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like the Shining bit. I thought was really quite clever, where they went to Stephen King's Shining.
Yeah, that it was a clever film, and the thing that gets me the most is all the references, all the nostalgia references. To us, we're going to get it. We were growing up in the 90s, so everything that from the 80s was in the 90s. Therefore, Chucky, Street Fighter, Alien, all the anime references, Iron Giant, we're going to understand all that. And all the kids that would go to see it won't have a clue as to what any of it is.
You know what would have been really cool in the end battle if they would have done it, because it is something that came out, something that was released in the 80s in Japan, but we didn't get it till the 90s. But I'd have loved it if you had seen a couple of touch comas from Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, that would have been. You never know, there might have been. From what we've all heard, apparently there's a hell of a lot to miss. It'll be a case of getting it on DVD when it's out and just literally pausing it and carefully dissecting all the scenes just to spot something.
Yeah. Because apparently Ruby from the show apparently she was supposed to be in it, and the Scythe was supposed to be in it. I noticed there was Arkham Knight Harley Quinn, Arkham Knight Batman. There was who else was in it? They had Tracer from Overwatch in there, which you saw at least 3 times. So I'm pretty sure they did that purposely.
Well, yeah, because kids should probably be the only reference the kids would get.
Yeah,
that was put in the game to be a modern reference.
Yeah, the Halo.
Just nostalgia for us because we'd get them all.
And the Halo Spartans as well.
Yeah, there was probably like 2. I mean, Halo's still popular anyway, so yeah, there's that.
It's the only game that's keeping Xbox Microsoft alive, I think.
Yeah, you're probably right. But then again, no, because there hasn't been a new Halo game in years.
There hasn't, but to be honest,
ironically, Halo only exists because of Doom.
Yeah.
I remember playing Doom when I was a kid on the PC first.
No, but Master Chief is based off the main Doom character, Doom Guy. It's what he actually looks like. He looks like Master Chief.
Yeah, you can definitely see that influence.
I love the original Doom now.
Yeah, I played it on the computer with my dad when I was a kid, and later I think we had like a Star Wars alternative to it, the PlayStation 1.
Oh yeah, Dark Forces.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good game, Dark Forces. It is literally just Doom with a Star Wars skin, but it is a good game. I'm going to try something, actually. I wonder if I can get this to work. Alright. All right, you should be able to see my screen.
Yeah.
I could see it for a second, anyway.
Yeah, I can see two of you.
Right, it's a shame I can't make this any bigger.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh, it's gone again.
Hang on.
Yeah, it's back.
How's that?
It's me now. What are you doing? You're killing it.
Anyway, let's play a bit of classic Doom. Invalid platform. Why is it invalid? That should work. All right, yeah, of course.
You broke it, Sam.
I don't know why it won't work. It should actually work. I played it loads of times. Why is it not deciding to work now? Unless track compatibility, it should work.
Just listening to the Doom theme, actually.
Yeah.
That makes no sense. That should work. I played it lots of times. I mean, why is it deciding not to work? Oh, let's try something else.
I really like this from the new game.
Bit of quick, man.
What the hell's going on with your screen, mate? That's really pixelated. Are you sure this allows you to do gameplay in here?
Well, it should stream it, right? Not sure how does it look?
Really bad, actually. Can't make anything out. Just like multicolored pixels, you literally can't see anything.
Probably not. Let's try. See what this is like. You see that?
Yep.
We are coming. We are coming for you.
John, let me show you what a proper gaming PC can do.
Right, so it can show some really nicely animated pictures. And is incredibly laggy.
It will be. Your problem is it's transmitting, streaming. So
yeah, this is the true thingy of his performance on your computer, isn't it? So. Why did you do that to that poor innocent man? We'll have to be very, very careful of what we put into this live feed because essentially we're doing copyright.
yeah, but this is hardly copyright, mate. People put this footage up on YouTube of games all the time.
True.
People do live feeds for them, so it's not exactly like it's unheard of.
No, it's not. Well, just saying, you know. We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. This is the really good bit, Sam. Wait for it.
Do you have like the most recent Doom game, John?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got the new one.
You can get it pre-owned. I got it as well. You can get it pre-owned now for about $5, I think.
Yeah, it's come down in price quite a lot now.
Or are you guys going to see The Incredibles too?
Oh yeah, I want to see that.
We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. That's not very good. Looks like the prequel of one of the Purge films is a prequel coming out.
Yeah, the first Purge.
Yeah.
Not particularly that great. I mean, I've never really liked the Purge films. I mean, I've seen the first two. I've heard the third one's very good, but I've never really thought much of them. I always felt like they could be far better than what they are.
The way that makes you feel uncomfortable, that's no good. It's your body. No one has the right to touch you if you don't want them to. So what do? First, you say no. Then you get out of there. Most important, you gotta tell someone you trust, like your parents, your teacher, the police.
Yeah.
There's nothing more cool than being hugged by someone you like. But if someone tries to touch you in a place or in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable, that's
what the hell is this Sonic bloody
has the right
pal
no.
stuff or something?
First, you say no. Then you get out of there. Most important,
First you say no. Then you get out of there. I like that. You're telling kids to touch a girl's backside and they get out of there.
StarCraft is a way of living. It was something totally new. All of the things that I do today in some way are related to.
Give this a look, guys. Reveltech Buzz and Woody figures. Look amazing. Sent it.
I'm not getting any of the links, mate.
Right here?
No. Last one I got was 10:20. I haven't got anything since.
I've actually just sent it to the same category.
No, nothing.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. What we got left to read? What else should we talk about? Really? We talked about really everything, haven't we?
More or less.
Fine.
Already.
Sent it via Messenger, some on Facebook. We're not gonna take it.
Right, guys, I'm going to head off.
All right.
I'm going to get going, but it's been good to have this little get together.
Yeah, we call it.
We can do it without any technical issues, but
yeah,
what can you do?
Hopefully, yes. So, what are you guys going to do for the rest of the night? For how much longer? You know?
No idea.
I don't know either. Probably might listen to some music or something.
Yeah. You still into your heavy metal, John?
Yeah, I like metal and rock.
Who doesn't?
that what you like as well, Sam?
Oh yeah, well, I'm into a bit of everything, mate. But yeah, I like my metal and my rock. It's good music, good wholesome traditional music.
I like a bit of jazz and a bit of blues as well. Because I'm a moody sod. Well, it's been good. It's been great to finally do this that we've set out to do. Finally.
Yeah, it is, hasn't it?
It's been good.
We had some setbacks for a while, but we got there, didn't we?
Yeah, we got there in the end. Yeah. We managed to get a good nearly 3 hours out of it.
More or less, yeah. More or less we did.
This is the longest live feed I've ever done. 3 hours. Nearly 3 hours. Well then, boys, are we heading off or what?
Yeah, I'm going to head off.
Okay, yeah, I think. Okay, well, it's been great to talk to you guys.
As Lawrence. I imagine we will.
We'll do more of these.
We'll talk again, and we'll be seeing you at TFN later on this year.
Maybe the Wednesday night before we head off. Maybe we should do a little one then.
Oh yeah, definitely. Actually, yeah, good idea.
Pre-TF Nation live stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, good idea.
No one else, just us. No one else. No one else will join. But yeah, definitely let's do it.
Okay, guys. Well, as usual, great to talk to you.
Always, mate. Good to see you too, mate. Have a good night. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. Talk to you later, guys.
All right. Bye.
Bye.